The Wild Wild West.
Thank you for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having
Thank you
me.
for doing my professional broadcast.
I love it. I'm counting this as exercise that I'm standing the whole time.
You'll feel it tomorrow. I swear to God, I wake up the next morning. I'm like, dude, did I work all day? I'm like, technically I worked, but I'm like, I never feel physically exerted. I exerted myself. And I'm like, I feel like I'm putting in an honest day when I stand on the podium.
Even just shifting weight from foot to foot. I feel like this is picking up me breathing.
I know. It's a whole fucking thing. It took me
it.
forever to figure it out. Peas.
I'm moving it away.
Yeah,
Can you still hear me if I move it away a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrienne Iapalucci.
Yes, Matt McCusker.
Is it Adrienne or Adrienne? What do you prefer?
I guess Adrienne, but
So I nailed it.
I'm open to it.
Adrienne
yeah.
Iapalucci. I have a serious fear of mispronouncing people's names, so I just usually don't say them ever.
That's smart.
Well, people pick up on it. When you call someone like dude for the 5th time, they're kind of like, all right.
I prefer it though.
Me too. I don't think we need names. I meet everyone. I'm terrified I'm gonna mess their name up. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? They're like, hi, Matt. And I'm like, all right, dude, don't show off, man.
Yeah, just be like,
What the
hey,
fuck?
what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah.
Also, if someone doesn't know my name, it's not offensive.
Some people get offended. You know, comedians get offended about that.
Comedians get offended by everything, but it's like if you don't know my name, it's like I have no idea who you are either. Like
Exactly.
This is fine.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It is nice. I will say we were talking about this briefly, but the idea of luckily we met last night. I was happy we got to hang.
Yes, me too.
That because it's like, dude, meeting for the first time
on a podcast is weird.
and then filming it. That's the worst part. Then you're filming the encounter. It's like Love on the Spectrum, where you have to just film a terrible encounter and just be like, so what is your take? It's been a nightmare, man. I miss I miss my co-host.
Oh, I bet he's gonna come back. He's probably very excited to be back here.
It's Yeah, I mean, again, it's like I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, I could just go get I don't want to get a regular job, but I feel like if it happened, I'd be like, yeah, I had a good run.
But
so every day's a blessing.
A regular job. You have a huge following.
I know,
crazy.
but
I'm closer to a day job than you.
Yeah, perhaps, but it's like this is the way I think. It's like
What would you do? Would you go back to what you were doing before, or you would try something new?
I think I would try something new.
Like what?
Therapist.
I think you need schooling.
I have my social work master's. I got my master's in social work.
Yeah.
Excuse me? But no.
Listen, I don't know anything about you. Do you know what I mean? I know Matt McCusker. That's about it.
I know. And that's good, man. I think that is a good thing. I don't know. So you just got the Netflix special. Congratulations. That's
Thank
fucking
you.
awesome. How do you feel? Do you feel like...
I feel good about it.
Nice.
I honestly thought people would be more upset.
Why?
I don't know. I guess because it's some touchy topics. I have gotten some nasty DMs, which is fun.
Did you really?
Yeah, one lady I guess got upset by the Gaza stuff, and she told me I was a disappointment to Hitler. I'm worse than Hitler. He would be disappointed by my jokes.
Wait, she's saying that you would have offended Hitler?
She's saying that my joke, first of all, she didn't even understand the joke. She's saying it's egregious towards Jews. And I'm like, you don't even understand the joke. But also then she's like, you're so bad that you would disappoint Hitler. Hitler would think I was over the line.
That's a bold claim.
I was like, what a huge feat to disappoint Hitler.
Yeah, true. Or just being like, this lady's a menace. This lady's an absolute menace who needs to be stopped.
She needs to be stopped. Let's get me back there.
History will remember her for all time for the atrocities she committed.
Yeah, and then some other lady told me she's like, you're gonna get fucking canceled, bitch. I'm like, by who?
Yeah, true. Well, it's so. Yeah, and then I guess tell me your situation. So, is this your first foray into kind of the public consciousness, or what you've been? How long you been doing stand up?
I've been doing comedy 20 years.
Okay, yeah. So you've
put an album out, and then I did the Degenerates 4 years ago on Netflix, which was just a short set.
So you're no stranger to. Is this more of a swell of people people hitting you up now, or have you been dealing with people like that?
I mean, I've always gotten people even at a show being upset or after telling me stuff. You know? It is weird how everyone feels like they need to tell you what they think.
Yeah.
That's a weird part, I guess, of social media that you didn't realize I didn't realize that was going to happen when we first got on, that everyone has an opinion and they think it matters.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Especially when you're just did you get upset when you read nasty messages, or is it just kind of
I think maybe years ago when I first started and I didn't understand it, but I don't care now. I enjoy them.
You think it's kind of funny?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. Also, you give me so much power that you're so mad and worked up that you have to tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
What a compliment you leave my show. You came to the show, you made plans to have someone watch your dumb kids, and then you're so mad that you're going to go back home.
Probably hit your kids too.
I
You ever
mean,
think about that? They're
they
like, that
might.
lady fucking doesn't know shit about Gaza, and you're like, you just take it
and
all
I
out of
truly
your
don't know
sleeping
anything.
children.
I don't know anything about Gaza. A lot of the stuff I make up.
For sure. Everyone makes up everything. Even like serious people make up stuff about Gaza. Nobody knows.
We don't really know. I don't know anything about
The Strip.
Ukraine either, but like none of it. I know very little about it, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about all of it.
As you should. As you should.
I'm not qualified to really talk about
Dude,
anything.
I tried to read a book once. Be like, I'm going to get to the bottom of like the whole Israel-Palestine situation. I just got bored. I was like, I'm not doing this. Why should I do
Did you
this?
even understand it? Like, if
Not
I'm
really.
if I'm bored, I like tune out so quickly.
That's-
It's like very hard to keep my attention, and I'm just like out.
The first chapter was like how Israel got founded, and I made it through a little bit of that, and then I was like, this is too many fucking dates. I'm done.
Don't throw dates at me. Too
Yeah,
many numbers.
it was like apparently they said that they said part of what made Israel like a nation states, part of like the thing driving America or whatever to help them out was that there were a group of Christians who believed that when Jesus came back, he wanted the Holy Lands to be the way he left them. So like they're like, we need some Jews there, or else Jesus is going to come back and be like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's
This neighborhood's going to shit.
That's so funny.
I know.
Where he's like, could you deport me somewhere else?
This
I
is
need to go
bullshit.
to another. Don't you think if he was going to come back, he would have come back already? Like, it's just like, it's not going to happen.
I don't know. He could be waiting for he might be checking Zillow, being like,
Shit.
tents are going for fucking nothing right now.
hope he goes
I
back.
thought my tent would be worth fucking $10 million by now.
I believe in it more if he went back to like Flint.
Flint,
And
Michigan.
he's like, I'm going to turn this place into a, like,
That would be so sick if Jesus did come back and
And
we're
he
like,
just
dude, we're just
fixed
fucking
Flint
kidding.
up.
Yeah, we're just kidding. Jesus, you fucking rule. Thank you so much for coming back. Yeah, I think that is. I don't think he's again, it's like I don't even want to say it because if he comes back, he's gonna be like, Psh, you hell.
fine. I don't care.
So it doesn't matter what you think privately. All you have to do is say like, yeah, he's definitely coming back.
But you also, if you're like a Christian, you could just be like, I'm sorry right before you die and everything's forgiven.
Yeah, you can. You could do that. But again, then it's like, then you go into the afterlife and you're going to spend eternity just being like, sweet, I did it. I tricked him. You just like go around drinking like free Starbucks or
But then
whatever.
you could just go around to everyone and be like, I still don't believe.
True.
I actually think it's fake.
Yeah, did you go to like Catholic school or like?
I went to Catholic school my whole life.
Did you? Same here.
Yeah.
Did you believe in hell when you were little?
I guess, they drill it into your head pretty bad.
Mhm.
And then at some point you're like, church is boring. I don't believe any of this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't believe any of it. I think it's all fake.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is definitely fake. I mean, obviously, say that to the picture behind you. I was trying to get the most like just drawing artwork I could possibly find.
Is that supposed to be Jesus?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like the underworld boss. That might be Satan himself.
Oh, okay. And then up here is heaven? No, is this?
That's Earth.
And that's heaven.
It's a chorus of angels. Yeah. Well, let me tell you. This is how this whole idea came to fruition. This whole like just stupid set. I just was like spinning out, just trying to figure out like I just want to do like a different look while Shane's gone. This will be fun.
Sure.
And I used to do like mushroom microdosing a lot, and then I stopped for a while, and then like I just got back at it, and then the first day I was back on like the little mushroom microdose, I just came up with this idea, and then I like ended up carrying it out, and now I'm kind of like, this is a terrible fucking
What do you
idea.
think is bad about it? The pictures? I like the pictures.
The pictures are cool. I just
Yeah.
think it's just too weird. Like I don't know if it translates. If people are like, this guy's a fucking loser.
I think people just like you. It doesn't matter what you,
You think
do.
so?
Like fans, when they like you, will really just follow whatever you do. It
Yeah.
is a crazy cult-like thing.
Yeah,
Where
true.
you're like, hey, I'm actually going to go off the rails. You guys should not follow me.
I'm gonna do something fucked up.
Please don't follow me.
I can't wait for the moment I get to like betray their trust and just fall like so bad. Like
Ooh.
just have like just meth
You're
and
still
young
going to have a
boys.
lot of people that are going to follow you.
Not if I smash the meth and young boys button. That's the
You
one.
still will.
No
There
way,
still will be
no
5
way.
to 10 people who are like, let's hear him out. I'm not gonna make any choice. I'm not gonna make any decisions until I hear what Matt has to say.
That would be cool if I had just 5 fans.
5 fans.
Diehards.
They come, but like they'll come to everything you do, and eventually you'll hate them.
Yeah, I'd be living with them. I'd be
They'll be
like,
your
guys, let's get an
roommates.
apartment, dude. Let's be real fans.
Let's.
Yeah, it does set up. It's a I do have like I have misgivings with the whole thing of like, like the point of show business is to achieve fame.
Sure, you need some level of success.
You have to
pay
sell
your
tickets.
bills. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's
weird.
it's bad. I think it's bad for you. I think it's not, it's not inherently bad, but I think it can be bad for you. And it's like I just wish more people looked at it like it's just a business. It's like, dude, if you're making more than a regular job, you did it, dude.
Right. You're successful. And you should just be happy with that.
Never the case.
No, you always just want more.
Yeah.
There's like nothing where you're like, oh, this is nice. I think you're excited for something for like a couple of days.
Yeah, max.
And then you're like, I mean, I'll still say like I'm going to quit comedy. Like I'm still 20 years in.
I can't wait. I know.
I'll still be like, I'm going to quit. I tell people that all the time.
I threaten my wife with it. I'm like, I'm fucking
Well, you
quitting.
have a family.
Yeah, and I'll threaten. I leverage it over the head.
I could quit.
What would you do?
I don't know. I guess I could. I did also somewhat social work. I didn't get my master's. I was a crimes victims advocate for a while.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you get paid nothing.
Yeah, they don't pay very much at all.
Yeah, and then somebody I was like advocating for stole my wallet, and then I became a victim of crime.
What?
And you're like, I don't even want to help people.
Yeah, I'd be sick if that was a comedian origin story. But then I became a comedian.
I think I did my first open mic when I was there, and then that guy stole my wallet, and I quit.
You're like, fuck this. It is kind of miserable work, man. There is some. I knew someone who worked with homeless people, and I was like, "How does that work?" And like, I just like meet them, places. I meet them on like street corners, and just. I was like, "How do you like?" I was like genuinely curious, like, how do you set appointments with them? She's like, you just you meet them.
But then what do you do for them?
I think you just kind of like try to hype them up. You're like, bro, you got this.
For living on the street,
you got this, dude.
Hey,
yeah, I think
man,
you hyped them
summer's coming. Just stick with it.
I think you hyped them. I think you hyped them up on like one day you can rent a room run by like an absolutely just disgusting slumlord,
right?
With no electricity, dude. I used to find housing for inmates, and like some of those rooms are like the rooming houses are like
worse than probably a prison,
dude. Terrible. Like it was for real. I went into one specifically, and I called the landlord. I'm like, dude, you're a piece of shit. And he was like, they're fucking ruin everything anyway, but it was...
They're both right. You're both right. It is a piece of shit, and they're also probably going to ruin everything.
That is true. That is true. But I was like, dude, just fucking paint the place, man. This is terrible.
What did it look like? Did it have... First of all, I can't deal with like bugs. If it has roaches and shit, I'm out. I've
seen places... This place did not have any bugs, to his credit. I didn't see the bugs. There were there was a missing window. One of the windows, it wasn't a window, it was a hole in the wall.
Oh.
That was fucking
ventilation.
Jarring. True. Fresh air. Benjamin Franklin breathed in fresh air. Benjamin Franklin breathed in fresh air every day at his window. Yeah, he died from an abscess in the lung. So.
Oh, bad. Wow.
And the end is, what loves you kills you. But I walked into like this like entranceway, and it was a tile floor that had been chipped up, but just never finished. It was just the floor had been chipped up.
Okay.
And there were extension cords just everywhere because I don't know what was going on with the electricity. But the most like jarring, and it was just like the one bathroom had like. They like just jammed. The toilet was just filled with like wood scraps. But then there was another bathroom, thank God. But like the most jarring thing I saw was like it was like an 80-something-year-old man just laying in a sleeping bag on the floor in his like room. Just kind of just like
that's sad.
Kind of like not whimpering, but just he wasn't resting. He was like moving around a lot. And I just like looked in his room and was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I was with a guy to like show him the place. And I was there to like see. The guy was like, you need to see this shit. This is fucked up. And I was like, this is certainly fucked up. I was like, how much money do you make a month? He's like, $400 a month from Social Security. I'm like, you're gonna keep living here, dude.
Yeah,
like, this is
or
it.
Go back on the street. There's a lady that's gonna hype you up.
Yeah, you're gonna lady to hype you.
This is so much better than that place.
Dude, you're free now, man.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want. I mean, $400 a month is not a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not at all. I think the rooms went up to like they started becoming like $600 a month. So that was like a big deal when those rooms were like 600. Sorry, my shit's all fucked up. Definitely doing lapel mics. I'm such a fucking idiot. My stupid ideas.
I believe in it.
Thank you. You're the only one who does believe in it, man.
I don't mind it. It's not that bad now. Like
once you get dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate
the mic,
that.
I'd actually like to go on stage like this.
I would fucking love it, man. That a lot of like TikTok comedians rock the fucking. Titus did it. He's not a TikTok comedian, but Titus had the fucking thing.
I would love to be TikTok famous and not even have to do stand up and
sick.
just be in
my
my house behind a green screen and just doing whatever dumb shit I do.
Yeah, just do rants.
It's so much better.
Just go another thing. Yeah, just be like another thing. Yeah, that's then you could those guys tour and they sell out everything.
What do they do when they
Oh, my bad. I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you. You got to clip this to yourself.
Fuck.
I'm so sorry, dude. He's pulled your hair.
I was like, oh, this is great until it's not. I guess this has to be clipped somewhere.
That's my bad. I will fully accept responsibility for that.
Listen, it's my fault.
Please clip that. Don't forget to clip it.
I'm gonna clip it.
I'm gonna get lobs. This is bullshit, dude.
It's not that bad. I don't know what I did.
I should have told you to clip that thing on. Just clip it on. You can put it on this thing. Depends how much range of movement you want.
I don't know. I'll just leave it right here.
All right.
Now I know about it.
Now you know where it is. That thing fucking rips though. When it falls, it's falling on
brutal.
me. It rips. It's heavy.
Like,
that thing's
wow.
like 6 pounds.
Everything's going to shit so quickly.
Well, dude, I was pumped. I will say when I reached out and I was like, by the way, we're gonna stand at podiums. People really were like, what the fuck? Like people get pissed when I tell them, and you were like
Why?
so
Who
gracious.
cares? I've done podcasts in my car.
That's when you said that. I said, all right, we
Yeah, I
got a
don't
real
care.
one on the line, dude.
I
Thank
don't
God.
care.
That's
It's-
awesome.
What do they like, the standing up part?
I don't know. I think there's a standing up aspect. There's the potential of looking somewhat foolish that I think some people don't like to do.
I mean, I look foolish every night when I do stand up. Like, how much worse could it be?
I think you have to move your.
I have to move it back.
Yeah, sorry. Adjust your technology.
Sorry, I need a person.
So you've been doing stand up for 20 years. Isn't that fucked up? You have to do it for so long for it to like maybe fucking start to work out.
I mean, it's only started to kind of work out because other comics have helped me. Like, it's really taken a village.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of, look, bro, you're preaching to the fucking choir.
No, I know, but I'm still nowhere. Like, I have like 36,000 followers, I think. It's still
Really?
very sad.
You got that Netflix. You got the Netflix special.
Yeah, I think I've got like 4,000 followers from it.
There you go. Rogan. You got the Rogan bump.
Yeah, but you know what's funny on the Rogan thing? I was looking at the comments and everyone was like, it was just men for 3 weeks. What a great run. Everyone was bummed that I was there.
Yeah, that can happen. You're the third female comic, the third female guest we ever had. First
Wow.
one was a.
So all your fans are gonna also hate me?
No, I think they'll love you. I think they'll love you. It's
listen,
time. It's time. Look,
it's fine. I just don't want to know the comments. It's like,
yeah, don't read the comments. But I will say,
fucking woman.
no, I think they'll be chill, dude. The fucking
Who are your other Who else have you had on that's a woman?
So we were in Philadelphia during like 2016. The Philadelphia comedy scene got divided, and everyone was fighting. And
fighting about what?
It's fucking like Trump, all that bullshit,
Oh,
and like
okay.
you know the whatever, all the stuff associated with like the social justice warrior movement. And I remember at a time, I think this was my idea. I'm almost positive it was, and I was like, Shane, let's get this one comedian we know. She's like a super feminist. We'll fucking argue and we'll own her with logic. And we like, I just became.
I love this already.
I know. So that was our first female guest, and I just kind of like clammed up, and I was like, I don't want to be mean to this lady. So we just had like a terrible podcast where we like half argued, and it was just bad. The whole thing was bad. First female guest, people were furious. People find it's like an old episode that like we burned our back catalog because it was just too bad. It was terrible. It was like really problematic. But the and like
That's what I want to see the most now.
it's still floating around, and people will find that old episode and be like, this fucking sucks. So
Oh yeah,
bad.
I don't want to hear it. I'll never come back.
But then-
I don't want people to be
No,
upset.
no.
With you
People are
guys.
not gonna-
I'd rather,
Bullshit. No,
I'd
no,
rather
no.
they're just not upset that you guys have.
That's
a whooping
bullshit.
on.
I think that's bullshit. I think that's bullshit. Our second guest was a
Oh boy.
woman who made money by pretending she was a dog for like a sexual thing. Puppy girl Jenna.
I mean,
So
I'm in good
you're in the
company.
hall of
I gotta
Amente.
be
Hall of
honest.
Amente.
I gotta be honest. I'm in good company.
I was so excited to tell you that. It was a
How
lady.
did that do?
It was
Exactly.
interesting. She like walked into our house. It was my brother's house we were recording at, and as she stepped up, she had like not a handler. It was her boyfriend was there, but he was still like
That is our handler.
he technically was. She had like a leash and everything. She didn't come in as a dog. She walked in and like somehow her boobs just fell out of her shirt.
Of course, they just fell out
They
of her
came
shirt.
out of like the top. It was a very obviously she was scantily clad,
Yeah.
and they just spilled out upon entering. We were like, what the fuck? And then we just asked her about.
Did she stay on the floor the whole time?
No, she sat up. She's a good
Like
girl.
that?
No, she sat in the chair and talked normal,
Okay.
but she had her stuff with her and was explaining how she had like an OnlyFans where they did like puppy play, and that was like she made fucking millions of dollars, dude.
I
Just
mean,
like licking water out of a bowl.
that's not that bad. I could do that.
Yeah.
What else do you have to do?
Her boyfriend was kind of a little weird. I don't know. He was obviously having like dog sex with her, I guess. But so you have to have dog sex with like a fucking weird guy with a shaved head. I don't know.
I feel like she probably made enough money to leave him.
Now she chills. Yeah. Now she made enough where she just kind of like, it's like when you start a subscription based thing, you can just, after a while.
You could just stop.
Yeah. People are like, I'm not going to go my credit card and change this. So.
Right. And how many times can you just like walk around a room? like whatever dogs do.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, just do a little circle on your bed and go to lay down. But I think she just kind of, from what I've heard, she just kind of chills now and like doesn't even. I don't know if she got into like hardcore content. So that's kind of. I didn't look. I didn't want to.
I wonder what the jump is from like being a dog to hardcore sex for money.
I think it's pretty quick. I think it's like
quick, right?
especially you start seeing like
do you stop at some point acting like a dog and you're like, I'm back? I'm just me.
True, I'm just me. It's like the liver. Are you familiar with the Liver King?
No.
Liver King he was an influencer who just ate organ meat and he was like very primal.
Okay.
And he's got yoked. He was huge. And then it all came. He was lying about being on steroids. He was just on steroids. And he was eating liver, to be fair. And he has the Liver King, and there's a Liver Queen, is his wife. Then he has the Liver Boys. There's 2 sons.
So none of them eat like cupcakes or anything.
No, and they don't even like they don't have like technology in the house. It's like supposed to be like this weird kind of like trad life porn where you could watch this guy just like chopping firewood.
Can you just be a fucking? Can you just be a mailman? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we living like this? Like, it's crazy. Why are we doing this? That's nuts.
He wishes he was a mailman because the fame tore him apart. He became the Liver King, and then he admitted to being on steroids. Eventually, that was Liver King 2.0, and now I think he's Liver King 3.0, and he's just apparently just falling apart before everyone. Like he's like losing his mind on a YouTube channel.
I know. At some point, we're like, hey, we're gonna stop filming this.
I don't know. He'll never stop. It's him. He's filming himself, so no one's gonna stop.
I know,
filming
but he
him.
should stop filming. Like once your family's life is ruined or whatever the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
When you're crying every day, you're gonna be like, I think we're done here. I think the show's over. I'm fully depressed.
What are the Liver Boys gonna do?
I don't know. Go get a fucking job. I don't understand. Why do people care if they're just eating liver?
I don't know.
Why is that a thing?
Because he got so jacked.
But he was just doing steroids. Once that comes out, it's like the show's a sham.
That's what happened. But not Liver King. It's a trinity.
I gotta watch this guy now.
You do. It's pretty funny, and it's like you got to start early, and that is kind of fun though. There was something like in a voyeuristic sense to watch somebody slowly lose them. I did that with another channel. There's a channel called Psych Substance, and the guy was like, he would just like do massive amounts of mushrooms or LSD and like film himself doing it, or like he would film the setup and then like talk about this is what happened. But then he set up this business model where like, in order to get money, he had to like smoke DMT while on acid and like just not it's not sustainable, I'm sure. And he fucking started kind of losing his mind. Like he like went nuts. He got addicted to kratom. His wife left him. It was like,
what is kratom exactly? I know it's like a dust.
Just explain this.
Oh, sorry. Is this redundant? I don't.
Not
I
at
don't
all.
know.
No, I'm excited because it's like, bam, the topic.
Is
I
it
know
like
about.
Suboxone, where like you take it
Similar.
to get off something else?
So, dude, it's like it's just a plant, but that it has opioid properties.
Okay.
So yes, you can use it as like a transfer to like help ease withdrawal symptoms, and then some people take it as like in small doses. It's energy. So it can give you like an energy boost, but it will create a physical addiction like an opiate will eventually.
So you will become addicted to it.
Yeah.
So my biological father was addicted to, I guess, is it meth? What do you take to get off heroin?
Not meth. Well, you can. Some people, I've heard of people taking meth.
But what is the thing that they give you, like
methadone?
Right.
There you go.
But I don't think he ever did heroin. I think he was just addicted to methadone.
That happens. People, people who go to the methadone clinic keep their methadone. A lot of times, if it's a liquid, they'll put it in their mouth and spit it back out, and then sell the methadone liquid because you'll get high as fuck. If you and I were to party down on some methadone, we would get rocked.
And then you spit it out and sell it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Your body doesn't like take any of it in?
Well, you're a heroin addict. Doesn't matter if you take a little methadone in your system. It's you're just gonna get more done that day, I guess.
Wait, you put it in your nose and then spit it out?
Mouth. They used to give it. Now they give some people little pills too. I know people would have methadone pills, and you get sent home. You could sell those, but for a while there was a liquid. They'd watch you put it in your mouth. You have to just like walk out and just spit it back in a little vial. Now you can sell some methadone.
Crafty people.
They are very crafty.
Yeah.
They also figured out. Not to. I'm sorry to hear he got addicted to methadone. That is like seems
he
like
wasn't in my life. I wish he was actually on heroin and died.
True. Fair enough. Is he dead?
He's not dead. It's a
What's
weird.
he up to?
He's got like 5 kids. He lives upstate somewhere in New York. I met him, and then he was like, "You look just like your mom," and I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, your mom's beautiful." I was like, "This is weird."
Yeah, why are you trying to riz me up, dude?
Yeah, it's weird. But I remember like.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Can you move this back
sure.
a little bit? You're okay. It's just
back this way.
Away from you a little bit.
Like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm just not gonna move. I think I just.
No, you're
keep
good.
moving it.
It's This is my problem.
It's not.
You're not doing anything wrong.
It was okay, and then I moved this thing.
No, it was. I literally told you to move it closer, and I'm like, fuck, and then you got to move back. But go on.
It's not a big deal.
So
anyway, I met him one
beautiful.
time. It was nice. He was actually pretty emotionally open. I was like, oh, I wonder what my life would have been like if I was raised by him and not my dad. And then he left, and I guess I was like, I wanted to meet the kids or just like see him. I didn't want him to be my dad because he didn't raise me.
Yeah.
And then his wife wrote me like an 8-page letter to stay away from her family.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was very creepy.
She's probably talking about how beautiful you are. He's like, dude, you gotta
I
see
don't
her.
know.
She's
It's just well, he married her. She had 2 kids from a previous marriage, and that girl who's like 50 now is jealous of me my whole life because I'm biologically his daughter.
Yeah,
But you're 50.
Yeah.
Let it go. So his
Yeah.
wife was like, leave my Joey alone. It was very like Amy Jo Buttafuoco. It was so weird. She wrote me this letter. She was like, you're an attractive woman. Why don't you get a boyfriend? It's like, I don't want to fuck your husband.
I'm not going to, yeah, what the fuck?
But I bet I could.
You think you could take him down?
I think I could wear him down. I'll fucking show you. Don't make me, if I put my head into anything, I could do it. So don't make me do it.
Damn,
I'll ruin your whole fucking family.
Then as your stepmom, she would ground you for fucking your dad.
I've never even met her.
Really?
I never
So
met
she just sent you a
She
fucking...
just sent me a 7 or 8 page letter handwritten.
So you only know her through like...
I only know her through that and pictures on like social media.
Okay, yeah. That's fucked, man.
And the second time I met him, he was like so nervous. He was like he was cheating on his wife. He's like, I hope she doesn't change the locks. Nobody knows I'm here. I'm like, dude, I don't need to like hang out with you.
What a freaky family.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's very crazy.
So
I haven't talked to him since.
No contact after that?
No.
After the so you respected the letter, or you're just like, I don't want anything to do with that?
I mean, I think I said something to him that was probably like not that nice, but I was like, I don't need to be in these people's lives. You know
For sure,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Especially if it's like that's the dynamic. It's like, I'm good
You're
on this.
50 and you're jealous of me. It's like it's like leaving my show. You're giving me so much power your whole life.
Yeah.
What a crazy person.
Yeah, that is crazy. Although you can't antagonize. I will say, with strange families, one thing you can't antagonize the commentors. They will come. They will come for you. If you antagonize them, they will absolutely
come. I don't care.
Oh, I fear them, dude. I'm so scared of them.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I just like.
What do you think they're gonna do? Like ruin Christmas?
They could.
Who cares?
I could be on my phone all day, like, shut up, kids. I'm reading my comments now.
Just turn them all off. You have your own family. You don't need them anymore.
That's true. That is
You've
true.
created your own family. So
You know what I'm so scared of? It's like, and I'm not. I'm not genuinely afraid of it. I'm kind of more. How do I say? I'm still like in shock of that whole thing that happened with Brendan Schaub.
What exactly?
Dude, it was a fucking. They formed a Reddit of like 97,000 people. Literally, it was 97,000 people strong who dedicated hours of their life to just like, and you don't have to read it, of course, but it's like knowing that's out there just every day.
But I feel like he bought that on himself. You think your family's gonna do that?
No, not my family, dude. If my family started a diss subreddit on me, dude, that would be it. I'd be like, fuck you guys, dude. I'd be sending 7-page letters.
That's
to
what I
every
thought you
single
were
one
scared of. I thought you were scared of your family doing it.
I mean, I am scared of my daughters growing up and eventually hating me, but that's a different
They'll
thing.
hate you regardless, and
You
then
think so?
and then they'll love you. It's like that weird dynamic where like it's just chaotic for a bit, and then you love your family.
I know. I kind of was like that.
They're
too.
not gonna really hate you. It's just gonna be like teenage angst, I think.
Yeah, like get the fuck away, Dad.
Also, like just have them like you more than your wife, so then like she's the person out.
I got that on lock. Yeah, I got that fucking on lock. I'm already ready. I'm so ready to turn them all against each other.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna
Love
leave
that.
first.
Me
First
and
what
my
I'm
mother
gonna do
and
is leave
sister,
them.
all of us like we never 3 can get along. It's always 2 against 1.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Damn. So you're forging the flames.
I mean, that's how I grew up. We're all just chaotic and arguing and not great.
Yeah. Just is what it is.
My sister doesn't even know I have a special out, and when she sees it, she's gonna be mad.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm talking about her
Oh, really?
and personal stuff that she definitely would not want out there. I don't even know if I should say this, but like whatever.
I
Yeah,
mean-
she's not gonna be thrilled.
She won't be happy with it.
No, none of it's a lie.
Okay.
And everyone's like, when you say that though, that's bad.
Yeah, that is bad. That's the way
None
you
of
should
it's
be
a lie,
like.
though.
I'm making it all up.
It's not a lie.
Really?
It's all real.
I mean, look, people move on though. She'll heal, I'm sure, from it.
We're not really that close anyway. I'm okay with it.
So she's just you're gonna get a damn. So you're gearing up for a fucking nasty message.
I'll just block her.
There you go.
Like my biological father. I just
There you
blocked him too. I'll just block everyone.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's the best when you just block someone and they have no idea.
That is nice. Yeah, you can also mute, which they don't. Block is you're giving people satisfaction. If you block them,
But they don't know because they have regular. My sister has not. She doesn't have an iPhone, so she won't know.
Oh, you're talking about on the car. I thought you meant social media.
Oh, social media. You could restrict. Restrict is great.
Yeah, because then people don't know. If
they
you
don't
block,
know.
If you block, they go, "This pussy fucking blocked me. I'm too much."
I'll block guys that I just don't want to hear from because I'm like, I just want to be over this, you know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, those people, I'll just let you say whatever you want into the ether. I'll just restrict you.
It's kind of dastardly though to like send somebody just chirping into just
and they
nothing.
have no idea.
I know. It's kind of cowardly. I should,
No, let them do it.
I do, I really don't care. The commenting stuff, I don't care. I have caught myself. It's been a bit of a process, but like I would have like my kids in the bath, which you should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, let me just check my email real quick. And I got an eye on them. And then I'm like, I start going into comment stuff and I'd like catch myself, like my heart rate racing and like.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd literally see my kids would just be like looking at me from the tub like,
like,
the fuck are you doing? Like, where are you?
Dad's gotten a bad comment.
Yeah.
We better swim out here, otherwise we're drowning.
Someone told Dad he ruins the podcast. I was like, fuck. Yeah, for real. I was, and that was like a wake up call for me to be like, oh, this is real life. This is like
that's like
a thing,
right? It exists only on the internet.
Yeah, that was a big.
Yeah, but you have to get used to it. I remember like in the old days, even on like Facebook, I would get like write a whole thing out, and I'm like, do I want to waste the whole day doing this?
And then, dude, that was
and I'll just erase it. I'm like, it's not worth it.
No, because then you think about it all day, and then you check the comment to see like how many likes did it get. It was this the one that took me to the top, and it never is. And you go, fuck.
Nope.
Do you still use Facebook?
I do sometimes. It's mostly like friends on there, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like for fans, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah, mostly Instagram.
Not professional. Someone was like telling me to use Facebook professionally, and I was like, I have a Facebook account, obviously. I haven't.
Yeah.
I deleted one a long time ago, then I like revamped it. It's just 2.0. That's 2.0. That's my 2.0 phase. And
they say to use that for.
There's people like, you'd be surprised. Some markets are better in Facebook for shows. And I was
true.
like,
I mean, I know people do like Facebook posts to sell tickets. They do ads and that works. So I think that's something that is definitely. I don't know if it's good to use it for like managers and stuff.
I thought you were saying for my personal account, like, yo, guys.
No, I think it's if you have like a business account, like for your fans. I think you can.
There you go.
Put ads on there, and that's I think helpful.
I didn't know people still used it, man.
They do. My friend uses it. She says she gets a lot off of it. I think it depends where your fans are. I don't know anything about that.
Because I used I was off when I was off it for a while. When I came back, it felt like weird. I was like, because I used to be on it every day, like living and dying by like, this is such a great status, and I'd write it and be like, this is the one that people are gonna be like, holy shit, this guy's on another level, and it's just like 12 likes. One guy from high school being like, shut up, pussy, and you're like, fuck. But I like when I got off it for a while, I came back to see everyone still like doing that as part of their day, and it was kind of like unsettling. I was like, damn, dude, you guys are still here.
It's
like leaving a hometown, like leaving an old town and going back, like, damn.
And like the guy that you liked used to work at the movie theater, still works at the movie theater. It's kind of that same idea.
That's how it felt when I came back. I was like, damn,
you
dude.
need to move from where you live. Because I've had that. I live in the same area my whole life. And like you'll see a guy you had a crush on when he was like 18 or 22. And now he's like fallen off.
Yeah.
It's become sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is. My wife always made fun of me because I would never leave the Philadelphia area. And like we came here. And she's like, I'm so proud of you for leaving.
How'd you guys meet? Because she's from
Tinder.
Chicago, right?
Tinder.
Were
Philly.
you there?
No, she was in Philly for school.
Okay.
And we met on Tinder, and I was recently divorced. So.
Oh, I didn't know you were married before her.
Oh yeah, I got married. I don't know why I said oh yeah. That's kind of weird, but like oh yeah. Oh,
well,
yeah.
I mean, I was also I was also in disbelief, so it makes sense where you'd be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Me divorced. I was definitely divorced. I actually funny. I had someone reach out. Like between I did a show before this, and a guy hit me up like, yo, I'm so sorry to hear about your divorce, but I was talking about it on a podcast. I'm like, dude, that's from like.
Oh, did he think it was from, a recent one?
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's from like 12 years ago. But yeah,
wow.
Thank you for your well
Did you have
wishes.
kids with that
no,
woman? No, okay,
no,
that's good.
It was chill. It was very very chill divorce.
Chill divorce seems like the best.
It wasn't that chill, honestly.
It wasn't that chill.
It wasn't that chill.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was not chill.
It was a big wake up call for me, man. That was a big moment I realized other people weren't like 2-dimensional characters for my personal enjoyment in the world, and
right.
So
it was mostly your fault.
I would say I would say 97%, but
I mean, at least you could say that now. I think some people never take accountability.
It was
hard.
It was a big. I was a big. I was like barely a sentient creature before like 30 something. So that was like a very painful process of being like, oh, this is all a real thing. This is
But
not.
that's like an accomplishment to actually grow up and like take
Yeah.
accountability and like work on yourself. I don't think people realize how hard that is.
It's the worst thing in the world.
It's terrible.
It sucks being like, I do it with my wife all the time where we'll be arguing about something and I'll say a thing and in my head I'm like, that's not really true. And I'll be like,
But
fuck it.
also, you're like, that was a great line.
That was a good line, and I've just gained an upper hand in this. So let me just win this argument, and then I'll work on like being truthful and honest. But I was like, it sucks when you have to be like she recently told me something I did that bothered her, and I was so dug in, be like, fucking bullshit, I was right, and she explained it in a way where I was like,
At least you could hear that though.
yeah, it hurts though. It's because I had to be like,
it hurts to hurt
fuck.
someone that you care about.
yeah. Or just realize you weren't right. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Right.
To realize you weren't right and be like, yeah, I didn't have the moral upper hand that I thought I did, and I actually was being a gigantic piece of shit. And you're like, fuck. Thought I was right about
Sometimes
that.
you lose, you know?
True.
I remember going to therapy and telling my therapist I had this great line I was going to say to like my ex-boyfriend at the time. And I was like, I'm waiting until it's like over to say this.
Yeah. What was the
The
line?
line was, I shouldn't have to stay because everyone else left, which I think is a great fucking fuck
That's a
you.
good line. Especially saying that and then leaving, basically.
Right. And he was like, that's not like great that you have that planned. I was like, no, but it's like such a good fuck you.
It pretty much is, yeah.
But I was like, I just held on to that. I
Just
thought I was so
ready.
proud of it.
It is good. It's almost like pretty cinematic, honestly.
I know. It's like then the curtains close, the credits come on. But he was like, yeah, you shouldn't be aiming to do that.
Aiming to hurt people,
Yeah.
cut them, find their like childhood traumas and just cut them down with it.
God, yeah. Everyone I date is so awful. They're just
Yeah.
like, it's just like, you know, everyone who's emotionally closed off and an alcoholic, PTSD, there's some type of like first responder, they're fucking veterans. It's just like,
So when did you start putting together like your pattern of like, this is the person I'm getting attracted to?
I think I've just seen that what I'm doing and I'm like, oh, this is actually like a pattern.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'll date guys who are like going to kill themselves. They never kill themselves. I just stay in it longer. So I think I'm just going to be single.
Yeah.
I'm picking the worst people.
Yeah, the suicide threats can be tough.
And it's like
fucking
what they
kill
all
myself.
do.
Yeah.
Or what the guys I'm attracting do. And then they never
Romantic
do it.
types. The romantic types.
Very romantic.
They're like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I'm like, well, let me see what you're doing. One time my ex-boyfriend had said that and I went home and like he wasn't even really trying. He had like roach killer, that thing that's like a syringe, and it was just on the bed. It wasn't even like used
I'm
at
gonna
all.
eat roach. He's gonna harm his reproductive capacities.
I know, but it was like such a thing where I was like, I had to cancel shows to come
Yeah,
here. This isn't
bullshit.
very serious.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, you didn't try even a little bit.
Yeah, that's embarrassing actually.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, fucking now I'm gonna do it.
But he still didn't do it.
That's such a wild move, man, to just be like,
I'm going to kill myself.
yeah, I mean, it's effective.
It's
obviously.
a good tactic.
It's effective.
It's
yeah.
a good tactic.
So then it's like, you got to live with this. All you had to do was spend one afternoon, and I'd still be here. But you do get to the point where you're like, fucking
At
do
some
it.
point, I
Yeah,
don't
like,
care.
do it.
You're
yeah.
like, okay, do it.
Yeah.
I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah. Do it. There was that lady who almost went to jail for coaching the kid into killing himself.
That's different. I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't coach. You would just be like,
I wouldn't coach.
I'm
I would
disappointed.
sit by the sidelines.
Yeah.
And just wait. No coaching. Just
Yeah,
they
suicide.
never kill themselves. They never do. If you're in a
True.
relationship like that, just leave. They're not going to kill themselves.
They're not going to do it.
And if they do, they really wanted to do it. And you should
Yeah.
be happy for them.
True. And then you can go like, guy was actually a winner. I thought he was just a fucking pretender the whole time. The guy was the real deal.
And I actually got him to do what he wanted to do. So like
True.
I am partly like a hero.
I would say, yeah. If
I'm doing the Lord's work.
yeah, suicide's one of those things. It's like I think it's still going up right now.
Is it? I mean, I
Yeah.
would assume that. I feel like everything in this country is like just harder. People can't pay for shit. You know what I mean? It's just like suicide to me is always like the first thing I go to when I want to add to something.
Yeah,
Like even a job, I'd be like, I'm gonna kill myself so I don't have to go to this job.
Yeah, I'm too curious. I sometimes do get overwhelmed by life where I'm like, it's just so much, and I'm like, you know, I get the thought of thinking I'm gonna kill myself, but
It's a fun little, like, it would just be nice to even not kill yourself, but to like, if you could put yourself into a coma for a little bit,
just like a
like
week.
a 6 week. No, I'd say
Yeah.
like 6 months.
6. You want
6 months. Let me just have some restart time.
Yeah, true.
That's like, it is nice. You should be able to do that.
That would be nice to go into a medical coma and have like a doctor restrict your calories, use like, you know, the...
if you could lose weight, save
exactly.
money on your rent, like it could be great.
Exactly. Yeah, you stay in like your medical insurance basically covers your rent for a year. You're saving up money.
You don't even need rent
People
for a
are
year.
still...
You're not going to even be there. Move your shit into a fucking storage unit.
Patreon, there's still some dumbasses that left their credit card on there. You come out, you got like 10 G's in the bank.
It's funny because I do that as a joke and people are just like horrified. I'm like, but you never just thought of going into a coma for a little bit? Like maybe not 6 months, but like a month. Like the pandemic was nice for a little bit.
For sure.
A couple of months. You're not you're not like fighting traffic every day. You know what I mean? You're just not going to a job you hate.
Especially if you could still dream. That would be nice. If you could like somehow have them like, you know, do whatever.
I don't even want to dream.
You want to go deep?
I don't, because who knows what I'm going to dream of.
You're not going to enjoy it. It's true. You can
I
be
just
stuck
want
in
a time out.
Yeah.
I want no dreams. I just keep me alive and nothing. And like, you know, I guess you have to have people work your limbs so they don't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
or like turn you over. Or
they'd have to put you on like a rotisserie machine, just kind of like rotate your body.
That.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice. Yeah, I don't. But the problem is, it would go by like that. It'd be like when you get surgery, they would put you out and you just go, and you'd come up right away. That's why you need the dreamscape.
You do need the dreams, okay.
Or they have them like wake you up.
You're
out
convincing
of it.
me.
Wake you up. The dreams would be nice, or wake you up out of it, like. Every 2 days, like you just did 2 days. Like, sweet, what happened? They give you a quick,
just keep putting you back out.
They give you a quick like rundown, like, dude, Trump just elected 3 guys. Just like, okay, cool, and they put you back out.
They put you back out, and then depending on what they tell you, you decide how long you want to be out for.
That's not a bad
You're like
point.
your ex-boyfriend is remarried. I'll go out for 6 months.
I'll go out. So what's the single phase gonna be like?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I might. I always say I'm gonna just be single, and I always end up dating somebody.
Panic and you get lonely, yeah.
Or it's just so easy. People like from your past just keep coming back because they're so shitty that no one wants them. So they're just a Rolodex of garbage constantly. They're just coming back nonstop.
That was my pattern. Not that specifically, but I'd be in a relationship and I do think like when you live with a woman specifically, like they do make you better. Like you're kind of more organized. You're dressing better.
Sure.
So then I get to that point. I'm like, dude, if I was single, I'd get so much pussy.
Right, because I'm a better version of myself.
I'm a better version of myself, and then I would get out of the relationship and then just devolve and be like, oh. And I always remember like, oh yeah, I'm like an anxious loser, and then I would like just become, and I'd be like, I'm gonna work on myself and whatever. And I would just like slowly panic because I was so lonely and just slam the button again and just
what
get
you gotta
right back
do
into
is be in a relationship while you're getting better and then also cheat. That's how you get the best of both worlds. I'm not a fan of cheating.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, if you could cheat and get through it, it's like it kind of could make you better.
Are you saying get away with it and then like recommit and double down?
Like
or
have them find out. See how if you guys can work through it. Like nobody really works through anything anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Like back in the day, there was like a genocide or a potato famine. Like that's hard, and you guys got to work through it. And it's like, can you and your wife work through her sleeping with a dude?
No, I think the other way around is way more tolerable. Honestly.
I mean, you would never made it through the potato famine. I got to be honest with that attitude. Your whole family's gonna starve.
Well, I wonder about that because I'm always kind of like.
Would you prefer an emotional cheating or physical cheating?
Emotional.
Really? But that's so much more intricate. You spend so much more time talking to somebody and getting to know them. And there's like feelings. Like
that's what girls do with all their friends. So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be like, that's bullshit.
But you're not jealous of her friends. You're jealous of this guy that she just fucks.
If she thought another guy was funny, I would be pissed about that. If she's like, he's so
even if
funny.
she doesn't have sex with him, she just thinks he's hilarious. She's like sneakily watching Brendan Schaub videos.
And I mean, obviously he's going to take her down. I would be sex would bother me the most.
Yeah, that's what I was.
For sure, sex would bother me the most. But like if she was like confiding in somebody and telling them like secrets
stuff about
and
you.
shit, stuff about
like,
me, I'd be
the way
furious.
He fucks me. And I also think Brendan Schaub's funnier than him. That would be so brutal.
That would be tough. But there is also part of me that wants to discover like a huge cache of just like dastardly text where it's like, I fake it every time. I can't wait and just read it.
Just to make yourself feel
and just
bad.
And just be like, motherfucker. There's part of me that like would like to like, stumble upon that.
There's something to hurting your own feelings. Like
exactly.
I'll go.
That's why you read the comments.
I go on Reddit. I Googled myself on Reddit and I was like, that was not great.
And it never stops. It doesn't matter.
It never stops. And it's always like, this person sucks. I got 5 minutes into their special. And you're like, you didn't even get to any of the good stuff.
Dude, first 5 minutes of just settling in. I was kind of like, I got to be kind of detached a little bit because like, you know, like Shane was doing more of the stand up. He was really in the spotlight. And in my head, I was like, I'm just like kind of like a cool guy. I don't even care about this stuff. And then I put out a special on YouTube and like comments on podcasts. I was like, whatever. When it was my special, I would read the negative comments and I was like breathing heavy. I was like, oh, that really fucked me up. Like,
that's the thing too. It's like, I know I'm not going to be for everybody. So it's like, that is part of it.
For sure. But I'm talking the day, it was YouTube.
One person was like, she was ugly with her other hair color, and then she dyed it again. Now she's even uglier. That actually just made me laugh because I'm like, it's actually the same color.
That's really funny.
But he's like, yeah, you're even uglier.
That's fucked up. It's also fucked up when someone like studies you for 6 months and then slams you. It's like, dude, you've done way too. This was too much research.
Right. They've spent a lot of time though.
Yeah, you know, that is really funny. It is every now and again you will get one that's so oddly specific you laugh. You're just kind of like, what the fuck?
That just makes you laugh. Some of it is just like, I remember when somebody said something mean to Sarah Silverman and she replied something like, I could tell you're just hurting. And then like she talked to this guy and then like he was just hurting and like she got like paid for him to get therapy. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I want you to be very unhealthy.
Yeah.
But like she did that. It's like most of these people are just hurt themselves.
Damn. And then they had sex maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea what they're thinking. I was like, maybe someone died in their family. I don't know.
That happens. I've tried to go that route, but I've done that passive aggressively. We're like, yeah, you must be hurt. And in my head, I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Go get the help you seek. No, I do feel that way too, genuinely. Like
I think responding to comments is the worst. I am not responding to any.
Don't do it. But I do genuinely, and this is like the dilemma. This is, I would say, the Shabian dilemma where it's like, if someone's attacking you online, he doubled down and was like, he pointed the finger back and he's like, you're actually the loser. And it's like, that's the worst fucking thing. And it's like, it takes two to tango. So it's like,
somebody says that, you have to be like, I am a loser.
I am a loser. I'm a fucking pathetic worm. I'm thankful you acknowledge that. And you get to continue selling liquid death and, making money. And that's
I want to sell liquid death.
Yeah, that's the job. You have to be like, yes, I'm a pathetic worm. More politicians should do that. Just be like, you're right. I'm a disgusting, pathetic worm. I'm a pervert, and I just want to continue representing you guys.
Somebody told me that somebody brought up to Trump, like, somebody said this bad thing about you, and he was like, well, good luck to them. And I'm like, what a great response. And also, you're like, good luck to them.
Yeah, true. Good luck to them.
It's like, sure. What else can you do?
Yeah, true. Good luck to them.
It's like, there's no way to really hurt you when you act like you're not hurt. You're like, yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's like, do you want? Well, yeah, that's absolutely true. But then the fear is like, am I going to become detached from reality? Then one day, just my decline will be, precipitous. And
I think you'll probably just shoot up a mall. So I don't think you're gonna. I think one day you just push everything down there. And then I'm going on a fucking killing spree.
Yeah, just kill my whole family.
You have a whole family though, so I think that will keep you in check a bit.
I think so.
I don't. I could really be rogue.
Yeah, true.
I have no one.
Yeah, you can really just kind of go nuts,
which is fun.
You're gonna travel. It is. I actually like being alone a lot. Like I love having a family for real. I love, but it's like
great. You have the best of both worlds. You're with your family, and then you get to escape.
True. I get to go and do stand up,
and then your wife's with these kids the whole time.
Yeah, I know, and I feel guilty. But
do you?
Less and less. But right.
Quick announcement for Irvine, California, or really all of SoCal. You guys know I'm SoCal as hell. I've been SoCal. But yeah, I'll be at the Irvine Improv 11/29. That's this upcoming weekend. Well, I guess next weekend, whatever. 11/29 and 11/30th. And I've also added a show on 11/31 or 12/1. I'm not sure how many days are in November, but you get the point. Next Friday, next Saturday, next Sunday, I'll be in Irvine, California. And let me just say for the record, fuck LA, dude. It's all about Irvine. I'm sick of people from LA being like, oh, you're going to Irvine? Ugh, I'd never go down. Fuck you, dude. Shut up. Irvine's where all the reals are, not a bunch of pretenders out in LA. I'm going to be a famous actor. No, you're fucking not. Grow up and move to Irvine. I'll see you there. God bless you all.
Gotta be the bigger man in the park sometimes.
Pardon the interruption. This may or may not be Sean Gardini speaking. And this may or may not be Sean Gardini on camera. Who is speaking and who is on camera is not important. I've come to tell you that Sean Gardini is doing stand-up comedy shows. The upcoming shows are in Cleveland, Ohio, December 8th, Buffalo, New York, December 10th, and Baltimore, Maryland, December 11th. Please come to those shows if you can. The tickets are at SeanGardini.com. Thank you.
Well, it's fucked up. As I try to explain this to her, I'm like, because she recently went away, and I was like, dude, this is like fucking, my God, man.
It's
this
hard.
is very hard. But I was, my thing with her, I was like, yeah, but you're, I was just saying this to bother her, but I was like, but you're like naturally more disposed to being able to do it. And she was just, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, this is like what you're built for. She didn't like that.
Being
at
a
all.
woman or her specifically?
Woman. Yeah. I said that to her just to bother. I knew I was just fucking with her, but.
I mean, I could see where she gets her resentment from.
Why she can't.
Why she's fucking this guy that fucks her better and she laughs at Shab's jokes. I mean, I'm on her side. I got to be honest.
You got it, but you have to pep her up. You got to like constantly, I don't know. I do like fucking with her a lot. And I'm just kidding. I'm not genuinely coming down on her,
No,
but it
of
is
course.
fun.
You're joking.
Yeah, but it is fun to like do that and like be like, no, I'm dead serious, and just kind of like get her in a tizzy, be like, I'm just fucking with you.
I got to talk to her and tell
Especially
her
if
not
I
to
think it's a little bit
respond.
true. Especially if I think it's a little bit true, though. If I'm like, you know what I mean?
Does she work like a full-time job? Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
That's your job.
That's her job.
Taking care of these
My mom,
kids.
I always tell her, my mom had 6 kids, man.
I would rather have a day job than have to take care of my kids. I'd rather
You
work
think
at
so?
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
No way, dude. You can do like viral Instagram mama videos. Like, hey, mamas. That's what women started doing out of nowhere, calling each other mamas on the internet.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mama.
I guess, but then you do that video, and then after you still have to take care of these kids.
True. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
have like a babysitter all the time.
We
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah. Then it's not that bad.
Yeah, if you can get a permanent babysitter, you can get an au pair for like fucking,
$10.
yeah, dude.
Pretty cheap.
Cheap. Fucking snaker papers and just be like, bro.
I remember snaker papers. Does that mean like,
Pull the green card and be like, you're not
Oh.
going fucking anywhere.
damn.
That's how they, well. But, you know, most people do that in sex traffic people. You could be like, no, I just want you to take care of my kids and I'll give them back when you're done.
And then you just like fuck them. And then they're also taking care of the kids. They're like, this is crazy. I'm doing 2 jobs and I'm getting paid for one. Your wife's just out shopping.
Yeah, she just shop. That is kind of like a, it would be nice though to like get so rich that you could just become complete, like the whole family could become completely apathetic toward each other. You can just like simultaneously like
Yeah, I
surround
mean, I
yourself
would
in
have loved if
materialistic-
like my family would have like tried to buy my love.
yeah,
Like throwing money at a situation sounds like the nicest thing.
yeah.
I would
Yeah,
love that.
People do get resentful about that. Like, you just only bought me presents. It's like, dude, some people don't buy you shit.
And some people don't buy you shit, and they're not even there anyway.
Yeah,
So now
true.
you're getting nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I'd prefer just buying.
Or maybe you
hanging
do
out.
need love. I try to like I am like I almost over index. So I like bother my little kids. They're 2 and 4 and I'm like, I love you guys, and they're just like, dude, shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Do they speak yet?
Yeah, they
4-year-old?
talk. Yeah,
Oh, the
4 and the
2-year-old
2-year-old talks too. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that they talk that young.
Yeah, they know it's
Do you have kids? 3 kids with the same lady? How old are they? 12 to baby. Wow, it's a big gap to start over.
Yeah, that does. But no,
Is
they
that like a mistake? They all were. Okay.
3.
3
Nice.
mistakes. Each time you were like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then it's
I'm due for a mistake. Although my I've been pretty good about not like no, you know, I would I was like I've always banked on having one child by mistake, but both the 2 were like intentional, planned, yeah.
So you
Plan
still have
brings-
another mistake baby come in.
That's
Like your
what
first one.
that's kind of what I'm kind of
I
saying.
want that for you.
You do? I'd be excited.
I think you're excited for it.
I am.
Yeah.
I always
I want your wife to get the boy.
she wants the boy. She wants the boy
And then
big
she
time.
could love the boy, you could love the girls, and that's how you start your fucking army.
That's how we start the fight, the battle. But the girls, they'd be older than the boy, and I would they'd train to just use like relational aggression and just
Yeah,
psyop
but he's
them.
gonna be stronger than them at some point.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll put them in dresses and shit. We'll queer them up for a little bit.
And then your wife's gonna make the girls just dress like boys. You're really gonna fuck these kids up just for your own personal gain. I kind of love it.
I should. It is a thrill. Like sorry, my nose is. It's a serious concern, man.
Your kids being trans.
Not that. I mean,
They would only probably be trans for a little bit. It's kind of like a phase for most people, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do worry. I don't worry that much about that, but that would kind of blow. If like one of my daughters had like a full on like, basically a better mustache than me, I'd be kind of like, I wouldn't like. I just, it's one of those things where I'm not like, you know. ideologically.
I would say like maybe don't do the drugs and stuff until they're like sure.
Yes. Well, that's but then
You
it's
just
like.
try it on for a bit. Well, just dress like a boy and stuff.
I
Do
feel like
that.
all girls dress like boys now, though. It's kind of normal.
I dressed like a boy for most of my childhood, but like I just think it's like okay, then like let's see what else you want to do.
Yeah,
That's like a
don't take the
guy's
drugs.
thing.
Don't take the testosterone.
Don't take the testosterone until you're sure you want like a dick.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen the dicks, by the way?
I've looked them up. It's not like great.
Yeah.
Just wear a strap on. It's like for your own. I've heard stories where people are like, so you still get that urge to come, but you can't now. I think that was a girl going to a boy or a boy going to a girl. I'm not sure which one it was, but they're like, you still get that urge and now you can't even come.
Fuck. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So if you're a girl who became a guy, all the test is like telling your body like we gotta come now, but there's not the means.
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like a little pump. You have like one of your balls is a pump that you kind
Okay.
of pump it up. Maybe that's who my wife's cheating on me with.
the pump guy,
the
pump trans.
newly formed pump trans.
Do you think your wife's cheating on you?
No, I don't. I don't think. I mean, here's the thing: you'll never know. As a guy, guys. I think get caught way easier, and women could they could get away with it forever. There's no way.
Especially you're on the road a lot. You know, you could both be cheating. It takes a lot of trust from both of you.
True.
Yeah.
And I will say, I can say it with a straight face. It's like I don't cheat.
I don't think you do, and I do love that about you.
Thank
like
you. I
that. I
appreciate
think you
that.
do love your wife.
I
and
do.
I do love that, and I would hate to like have to ruin that for you guys.
Yeah. No.
It better be good.
I am. I will be. I
But
think
also,
about
if you start cheating on your wife, I'd be like,
It'd be
tell me all about this
understandable.
girl. I'd be like, I'm on your side actually. So I'll switch sides very easily. I have very little allegiance. So
Well, it is one of those things where it's like, it's understandable. And like I always judged. I would like hear about that. I'm like, what a fucking moron. Like, why you have family? Why would you? And then as you get older, you're like, it can happen, man. It's like,
especially like if you're on the road, you're traveling. The problem with you is you're pretty well known, and it's so easy to probably get in touch with your wife and tell her.
Social media,
So it's like
yeah.
it is harder for you, I think.
I think so, with the social media and all that stuff. And it's just one of those things where you just know.
Is it worth it? It's like it
Exactly.
might blow up my whole family. Is this worth it?
And it's just, it's like, that moment as soon as it's over.
As soon as it's over, you just
a-
regret.
Just an ocean of dread for the rest of my life. And that kind of keeps me kind of in check.
and I would
And
just,
it's just, you get to a point where it's like, I have nothing to offer like a woman. It's like I'm married, I have kids. I would only
Right.
be I'd be taking from that person and then just like blowing up my own life.
yeah, it's
Kind of
really
what I tell
not worth
myself.
it.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself. I just go, and I'm not really the kind of like romance cover like one night stand. It's just
It's not going to be beautiful.
No, exactly. It's not going to be beautiful, and that's not really what I offer.
You're not going to like lay her down and put roses.
Not going to blow her mind. Yeah, it was
You're
just.
not going to blow her mind either.
That's what I'm saying. It would just
Yeah.
be. So I'm very like.
You'd both regret it.
It would be somebody trying to horn in on my life and resources, and me foolishly.
You should give them money though.
I would.
Okay,
I'd have
good.
to.
Yeah.
I'd have to gag them. I'd have to be like money, gag order.
Whatever you need. Now I'm just paying for your apartment. I'm paying for your apartment so you don't tell my wife. I'm just being extorted.
But yeah, it is. I will say with the social media stuff, it's like, dude, you used to be able to like start a family. You could like leave your family and just go 30 miles and just.
You could have another family and not even leave them.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
it was now it's like with social media, fucking 23andMe. You get a DNA test. It's like, bam, it all will come out in the wash eventually. That's the one thing I've told my wife that I say, if you do end up cheating on me,
You're going to find out.
I'll find out. Yeah, I'll find out. Well, she'd be pregnant, so I would be able to see that. But if I were to do it,
You think she would automatically get pregnant if she
I-
cheated on you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm saying there'd be proof. Like if
Give
I was.
give her some credit that she's not going to get fucking knocked up cheating on you. Like, what a crazy thing. Like she can't do it. She has to get like a load blown in her. Give her a little credit.
True. That's true. But I did explain that to my wife. I was like, it's obviously not worse for a woman to cheat or anything like that, but there is a biological component to it where it's like a guy can't get, like a woman can never be a cuckold. A guy could be a cuckold. Like the end of female cheating could result in you like spending 20 years raising a kid that's not yours.
That's the cuckold.
That's what a cuckold is. A cuckold is just anyone whose wife has sex.
Right. But
I
you're
think
saying like
the woman version is called a cuck queen.
Oh, okay.
which is it's funny terminology, but it's not as like
You know, just make her not come. Also, that will make me come. You disappointing another person. I'm getting off on this. This is so hot that you can't please either of us.
They're just both mad at me eventually. But yeah, it's like I've told her, I'm like, there's something that is like extra sinister about like a woman can cheat, get pregnant, and then just be like, yo, this is yours, which is like, that's a different level or a different layer of like monstrosity.
But if she cheated on you with a black eye, it would probably come out a little darker.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
What?
This is true, but it's like once you're like an interracial kind of mix, the shades do differ.
Okay.
So if the kid was like black as hell, I could, maybe ask some questions, but like they'll like the hues can be wildly different. Like if you go to like South America,
okay,
where it's like everyone's been kind of like mixed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
never know what you're
you can
getting.
have very lights and then yeah, exactly.
What
It's
if it comes
like,
out a little Asian?
Then I would know. Then I would say,
You'd be like, but the hues are in between. The hues are there. You don't know what's happening.
That is my favorite thing, though. I've met a couple people where I'll be like, they're like, oh, you have kids, and I'll show them a picture, and they'll be like, oh, is your
She's
wife
Puerto Rican?
I'm like, my wife's from Sweden, and they'll be like, and I'll watch them and be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm just kidding, my wife's black, but it's a fun trick I like to do. But yeah, she like says our kids look like they're Puerto Rican. That's her. She likes to say that out loud. Just my Puerto Rican babies, and it's funny because we're in like a pretty liberal, like well-to-do white area, and it's like people get kind of like, you're not allowed to say my Puerto Rican baby like that. She's allowed. She can do whatever she wants, but it's like it is funny watching people get kind of uptight. Like, the fuck?
That she has Puerto Rican kids?
They're just white and black, so they look like they're Puerto Rican.
Right.
But
people are upset by that?
People are kind of uncomfortable with like irreverent references to race.
Yeah.
That's like, and I've noticed that it's more like a kind of like a white liberal thing where it's kind of like, what the fuck?
I always find like whenever white people get uncomfortable about race, it means their families had lots of slaves.
Definitely, dude.
Because you're like,
yeah, dude, for sure. If you're white and rich, that's what I was saying with like reparations. It's like, let's just find out whoever had slaves and just make them pay a bunch of money, and then
right. I'm not against that.
Me either. I think that'd be fair. It'd be like, dude, you guys had them. Fork the money and just fucking.
I wish my family had lots of slaves.
Sure,
so I could have been rich.
You'd be killing it, yeah.
We were very poor, unfortunately. We didn't even have one.
You didn't have a single one. I don't think we had them. I like don't want to find out. That would make my situation very awkward if I found out.
But now you're providing for these kids and having a better life for them. It's actually like the best come up.
True. This is true.
Just spin it how you want, Matt.
This is true. Yeah, like I've come a long way. But yeah, I don't think we've had slaves. But yeah, that's got to be crazy though to find that out. Some people like do learn that, and they're like, "Fuck, it just sucks." For, I mean, I don't know. It's like you didn't do it, but it's also just kind of.
It's like everyone was doing it.
True.
It's like Molly.
Yeah, true. It's like Molly.
I don't know. It was just trying to fit in. I didn't want any.
Yeah, it was just the summer of 1869. It was just everyone.
My friend got me one for my birthday.
They say a slave was as expensive as a car, basically. So that was like everyone's like, yeah, that's like not everybody. It was like
not everyone could afford it.
That's what I'm saying. That was basically when you adjusted the price. It was like a brand new car. That's expensive. I didn't know. Like, that's pricey.
Very pricey. But like, what kind of new car? Like a Civic?
I don't know. But I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe there's different. Maybe there's different ones. But like, I think it was kind of like it was the equivalent to like $25,000. I think I could be wrong about that. That's what I heard. And
some people probably couldn't really afford it, but they got one and made them do the work like 6.
True. Yeah. Oh my God, that's been crazy.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy one time when I was in how old was I? I was in high school, and it was a pool company, so we were just like digging pools and like painting pools, all this stuff, and maintaining them.
Digging pools seems like brutal work.
It fucking sucked so bad, but
yeah.
I remember it was the worst job I've ever had by far. The guy would stand on the edge of a pool that you were like, they used a machine for a lot of it. Then you had a hand shovel like the edges to like kind of cut it in, and he would stand on the edge of this like fucking hole and just be like, "Why is your shovel stop?" And he would just like a fucking like prison line. He would just be like, and you had to do it the whole time. You had to move. If you stop for a second, he'd be like, "Why is that shovel not moving?"
Like, I think you're looking for Ukrainians.
Dude, well, eventually his brother, really.
They're going to do the most work. I'm actually not. So this is what you get with an
dude,
Irish.
His brother showed up one day, and his brother came to the pool yard, and he had like a Mexican dude with him. And he was like, he like showed this Mexican guy off like he was like a fucking Tesla robot.
Oh, I bet.
Because he was like, yo, dude, you got to get yourself one of these. And he was just like, these motherfuckers are crazy. And he was
I'd
just
be like, that's what you're looking for, not this. This is not an updated model.
I'm about to go to college next year. But yeah, he introduced this guy to Mexicans. Like it was like a new technology. It was crazy.
But did he hire a bunch of Mexicans?
No, it was me.
He's like, I want these outdated models.
He's like, I want these shitty white guys. Yeah, it was me and the one guy who had seniority. It turned out to be a bit of a freak. He was like, I went with him on his like whatever it was, like a maintenance route, and he was like, we go in his car and we get to like smoke weed all day, and he was like, yeah, it's like otherwise you'd be digging holes. So I got to do the maintenance thing, but then like we like would smoke weed and play Tiger Woods golf at his house all day. We would like finish our jobs quickly and then he like made this guy a lot of money so he could do whatever he wanted, and then he like when we were playing Tiger Woods golf and just smoking weed, I was like in high school. And he like he did something where like he was just washing his clothes.
It sounds like it's getting sexual.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It never got fully sexual, but I remember like him just like walking to the laundry machine in his boxers and being like, it's fucking weird.
Right, that's how it starts out.
Exactly. But there was another guy I worked with who was there who he was like, we had the similar status. It was me and him were bottom of the totem pole. Then he had this like guy who was like a journeyman who could, actually know what the pool machines did. That guy, the boss hated him so much he would flip the dumpster over every day and make him pick up the trash because he wanted him to quit so he didn't have to pay him unemployment.
Ugh.
But that guy, we've like married in together, like his family married into my family, and like so I was talking to his brother and I'm like, dude, like I worked with your brother, and he was like, yo, that guy was like one day pulled his pants down and was like shaking his ass to his brother, and I'm like, dude, he was kind of getting some weird freaky shit to me, but it wasn't that bad. Unless I just blocked it. Unless we like made out and I blocked it out of my head.
Did.
Unless we like
you're
fucked.
playing golf and then you're making out. And you're like, hey, can you do my laundry also? It's like, I'll wash all your clothes. Just take them all off.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he only ever like walked in his boxers. In my head, I'm like, I think I fucked that guy one time. No, it was pretty tame, but I was like, yeah, it was too good to be true. It was like just fucking plying me with weed and PlayStation.
Oh, you were like so close to getting your butt fingered.
I know, dude. I was so close.
You got out of there? What happened?
I just quit. I was
okay.
like, I was, it was like a summer job, and I was like trying to work all summer. Then eventually I went to the beach for like a week with my aunt and uncle, and I was like, I quit.
They
like
pulled you out of it.
Yeah, I just like grabbed money I could from that place and just fucking took off. But
you were so close.
I was so close to getting it. I was on the chopping block to get fingered, and I think he was planning on fingering me right before I went to the beach, maybe. I don't know.
He's like, well, if you don't say anything about me and my boxers, then I know you're kind of cool with it.
I think so. But yeah, it was. Have you ever had any like really fucked up jobs like that?
Where there's like a sexual component?
Yeah,
I remember
whatever.
I did stupid things like me and my friend would go on a boat with guys we didn't know. And I'm like, oh, we could have definitely gotten raped.
Oh, yeah.
And we were young. We were like 17 or 18. So it's like, you think back to that, you're like, that was pretty dumb. Just getting in cars with guys you don't know and going to movies.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to hang out this like it was like a movie. Everyone would tell their parents we're going to the movie theaters. It's called Painter's Crossing. It was just like a shopping center that had a movie theater, and you would like just hang. You would tell your parents to go to the movies, and instead you would like stand in a parking lot and be like fucking dumbasses.
They think about the movies. We're out on the corner freezing.
Yeah, we're just freezing outside. But eating ice cream at Friendly's. But I remember that there was always like older dudes that could like come up in like a cool Civic and just like absolutely prey on the 8th grade girls, and you're like, please don't go with them.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, they would like old high school guys would pull up, and you're like, dude, can you guys please get the fuck out of here?
Me and my friends went to the movies to go see CB4. Do you remember that like Chris Rock movie?
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty bad. But anyway, this guy has like a
Wait, hold on. CB4. I'm thinking of MIB. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
No,
MIB.
CB4 is like I think Chris Rock's maybe first movie. It's pretty bad.
What year was this?
Probably 94, 95.
I didn't see that. I have a thing when people ask me about a movie, I lie and say I saw it, and then I catch myself. And
I actually like that.
Yeah.
I like that you do that.
Sorry, I do that every time. Someone says that you see this movie, I go, yes.
Yeah.
And
then when they start asking, you're like, well, maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. And I'll be like, yeah. And then they'll be like, remember this part? And I'll be like, I used to be like, yeah. And then I don't laugh, and then they'll be like, I feel dumb for bringing it up.
Just be honest. You were talking at one point, and I spaced out. Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of how it is. Like, and it's not because I wasn't interested. You said something, and my brain just started going on the trail.
I appreciate the honesty, dude.
Yeah, it's like everyone lies about
So what was up?
everything.
What was up with CB4?
Anyway, so me and my friends meet these guys on the street. He has like a Civic wagon. He's like, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Raul. And he has like Christmas lights in it. We all go to the movies in this guy's car, and it's like, thinking back, you're like, these guys were like decent guys. They didn't like attack us or rape us or anything. And then you're like, that was pretty dumb.
Yeah, man. I'm terrified.
And
man.
you have daughters too.
I am absolutely fucking
They're
terrified.
gonna be exotic because they're Puerto Rican.
I know, and they're beautiful girls, man. They're beautiful girls. My wife reminds me. Yep. That I spent a lot of my day fantasizing about just like beating a young man to death as like a
That's fun.
as an old man, just being like, ugh. I've already like thought about like setting aside resources to like just like what I would do to a person if they
Did
were
anything
like hitting
to your
her or
kid?
did
Oh,
anything
yeah.
terrible. It's like my one thing is I'd like to hire a bunch of like homeless people or crackheads and just like throw a brick at somebody
Okay, yeah.
for the rest
you
of
could
his
do
life.
that.
For the rest of his life, I'm like, dude, you'll get pelted with a rock for the rest of your life at any given time.
Right.
And it's private investigators. I was like awake last night thinking about this.
There's a whole system where you could do it and get away with it.
Exactly. Oh, I would definitely get away with it if I just paid like homeless guys to throw rocks at somebody, like just like
Unless
once
you
every
started
2
paying
years.
them too much and then they started their own life.
True.
You got to pay them just enough to keep them on the streets.
Oh, for sure. I would like giving them like heroin and shit.
Smart.
Keep them like I'd keep them
Highly addicted, highly poor. On the streets constantly.
The private eye would be nice though. The private eye, I really want to start. I'm like, I could follow one person. I could like put out the money to like follow, just get the full detail. Like one of my brothers, just like, what are they really up to?
You could just even pay one of them to do it.
True. Got private eye for
Because you're
me.
going to be like on the, on the road doing shows. And
I'd
stuff.
have to, for my alibi, I'd probably try to leave the country. But I would like to private eye.
I don't think you should leave the country now. Your kids are really abandoned.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's
They're
true.
going to be strippers now.
No, I'm saying for like a week while like,
Oh,
whatever
week.
crime I order, I want to leave the country while it happens. So I come back.
That's very obvious. Just go to Minneapolis. You're fine.
A good point. Yeah, that's
Go
true.
do
I'll do
shows.
hilarities in Cleveland.
Go do hilarities in Cleveland. Some guys getting pelted with stones.
But yeah, I like thought about that last night. Like, would it be an overreach if I had like a private investigator like follow?
No.
Yeah, right. That wouldn't be crazy. Not like out of a almost as a precautionary. Or it's like she started dating someone. Just
Sure.
like, just
Look
follow
into their
her.
family.
Yeah, look the whole family.
You're not going to want to know what she's doing though, because there's a certain like sexual component. You're not. Gonna
I don't
wanna
want that.
know.
I'm
Yeah.
saying the guy. I'm not going to like spy on them. That would be.
Just spy on the guy. Yeah, his whole family.
Do you see the
Spy on all
Black
them.
Mirror episode where the mom has the thing where
Yes.
she can watch
No.
the daughter?
Yes.
There's a thing on Black Mirror where they had the mom can like see her daughter at all times, and it just like
That's
watched
like
her
not
daughter
something.
have sex, and
that's
it
not
was
something you want.
it was rough.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't want that, but I just want to like just keep tabs on it. Just like dudes can be just fucking just dastardly.
Piece of
Like,
shit.
Yeah, like there's like guys out there. I'd like to believe. for
Maybe
me
one will be gay.
that'd be ideal.
Women are also crazy though.
Yeah, I didn't
A
think
little
about that.
physical abuse I would take over emotional abuse.
Yeah, true. Yeah, women can really fuck you up like
Mhm.
mentally.
For sure.
That's the weapon.
I specialize in it.
Yeah, you can fuck with somebody? What's your go-to move?
Break up with you, block you, come back.
Oh no. No. And then what?
The breakup, they come back. It's like this cycle. It's like a cyclical cycle.
Yeah.
And it's mostly I'm doing that because they're not good for me. But then I'm also just in this chaotic cycle. It's like kind of like my childhood,
Right, right.
fighting, going back, fighting.
But how's that weaponized against the other person? Do you know deep down like how would you like just try to absolutely like wreck someone mentally?
It depends what I want to like make them like more into me or make them miss me. Like,
Fuck, dude, this is so
it's-
scary.
It's
This is
very
so
scary.
dude.
It depends what I want to do. What is my mission? Tell me my mission.
Just to like knock them down, just like try to devastate them or make them feel bad.
I mean, you could just do jokes about them.
It sucks, yeah.
I was like talking to this doorman, and I remember one time he's like, "I don't just open doors." I'm like, "What do you open windows?"
That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, like you could. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
because men's egos are so fragile.
Yeah. Well, also it's like, dude,
Or like your dick is
the
you
nu-
suck in bed.
the
Like
nuclear
there's just so many things.
penis.
you could do.
Your penis sucks as that's like nuclear option. Like it's one thing as a man you have to wonder like, what does she really think about this? And it's like you don't want to know. Obviously, I've went into that cave before in previous relationships. Like, just tell me, and it's just like crippling. You're like, wait, what?
What did you ask them in terms of what they think about you as a person?
No, I don't care about that. I was like, how big is my dick compared to all the other dicks?
Oh, that's a tough question.
No,
That's
I
a
know.
tough question.
I thought I wanted the answers, and I was just like, really? This is the last guy you're with? Okay, fuck. But
Guys
it's,
with huge dicks usually are not great in bed, though. I will say that. I'd rather an
Preach,
average
preach,
size. I'd
sister.
rather an
Stand at the
average
podium.
size dick. I'd rather an average size guy that does all the stuff than a guy that like sticks a finger in for a second and then has sex with you. And you're like,
Congratulate you! Just won over our entire fan base, dude. If you were worried about it for a second, they love
guys,
you.
can you put this to the beginning of the action? Can you move this to the beginning?
I'll do one of those.
Average size dicks are where it's at.
I'll do that from like the
Average
YouTube.
size dicks are where it's at. Nobody wants a big dick.
This girl just makes a lot of sense, man. I really like the way she's fucking thinking. I also look, and I could just, I'm not like trying to talk about guys with big dicks like they're like bad, but I feel like they do carry more of a Machiavellian kind of personality.
Yeah, because they have this big dick, but usually that's all they do is have a big dick.
Yeah.
So it's like if you just have that and like don't do foreplay, you don't do anything about like for someone else, it's like it just sucks. It's not great.
Eventually at all. I knew one guy in my life who was it was like someone we doing. We had we kind of like a professional relationship, and he apparently had a giant dick, and he remember him telling me like, bro, he's like living with this lady, and I remember being like, man, she's really putting up with a lot, and he's like, I'm controlling her mind with my dick, and that was what he told me, and for a minute I was like, maybe he is. I'm like, well, good for him.
Some girls are size queens and they want a huge dick.
But it all fell apart. It did. Eventually, I think she found a bigger dick. That's a problem. Someone finds another big dick. I guess you got to like flip a lot of stones, but eventually you find another one.
But now this guy could do more damage than the other guy.
True.
If you're like really into big dicks, I guess you would put up with a lot.
Yeah. But it all came crashing down because I remember being like, man, that's a thing. I didn't know that. And then eventually like he got kicked out of the house, and I was like, well, mind control. MK Ultra is apparently seized too. It's fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a weird thing. That's never really been my play. I've never tried to like control a woman's mind.
I don't know if this.
I didn't know it was an option. I didn't know you can
I
just
don't know
like.
if this guy was controlling her mind either.
I don't think he did. I got kicked out of her house.
Yeah.
And she called the police on him.
It sounds like we
kept
dated
all
the
his
same
money.
person. Where's this guy from?
Pennsylvania.
Well, I've dated some Pennsylvania trash.
Really?
Keep going.
True.
He didn't have a huge dick though.
Yeah, this guy. He called it. Yeah, but he. Yeah, it was always. I've always been kind of fascinated. So as a guy too, like you'll just be like chilling with the guy for a long time, then you just learn he has a huge dick, and you're like, what the fuck?
Who cares? That's like
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. But it was just it's. Well, sorry. What were you saying? You don't think it's a thing?
I don't like. I get it. Some people really love huge dicks, but to me, it's like what you can do with it, like what your other skills are, kind of are better than just having like this one thing you're.
Yeah, true.
Because like you're not even necessarily good at it. You just have it.
Okay, so like when it goes like all the way to the back, you're saying like take it or leave it.
I told the guy, I was like, hey, I don't come like that, and he's like, oh, what should I do? He's like, because girls just be coming from that. So like he didn't even know. I was like, well, first of all, a lot of them are lying to you, but like he's almost 40 and like he did not even know that. He's like, oh, girls just be coming like that. I'm like, yeah, not most of them.
This is a sick answer though. I'm gonna do my wife that. I'd be like, oh, girls usually just be coming from that, dude. I don't know what.
He's like, so what should I do? It's like, so this guy doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So
What, he didn't know to like put it in and go fast as possible?
the jackhammer move. That's actually his only move. He's like in another world.
Like, this isn't for you. This is for me.
For sure, it's for him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is very funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. I used to be like, as a younger man, I was very like hung up. I'd be like, oh my God, like, where do I stand? And then you get older, you're like, what the fuck, man? I don't care. But it doesn't matter. It's one of those things too. It's like, there's an expiration date on that. If you're like priding yourself at being awesome at sex, it's like, well, guess what, dude?
Yeah,
There's
and
an
also
end date
this
to
guy
that.
was like, well, the one thing you shouldn't talk about is how a guy has sex. And I'm like, that should have tipped me off that he's not good.
What do you mean to talk about?
He's like, you shouldn't, like, I guess, criticize how a man is in bed. And then I was like, I should probably think this is not going to be good. Like, if you don't want to hear any feedback.
Yeah. That's also such a funny thing to be like, look, it's just kind of impolite for you to like tell me.
Can you please not leave me a bad Yelp review, actually? That's not going to be great for me.
I went on one online date with a person. This was this was diabolical. And I don't think they genuinely did it on purpose, but this lady was very into LSD. She was like, she was working with like kids with disabilities, and she's like, I want to give it to them. And I remember being like, that's pretty nuts. You shouldn't do that. But
Right.
she told me this. I was like, that was like my big icebreaker. I'm like, what's like the weirdest date you ever went on? And this lady was like, one time I brought some acid to this guy's apartment, and like he never did it before, and we were like tripping on acid, and we started having sex, and halfway through I stopped and I was like, I'm sorry, but you have the smallest penis I've ever seen. She's like, I gotta stop. And she just like got off and just chilled in his apartment and like finished the acid or whatever. And she said the guy the whole time was watching like motivational videos on his YouTube while she just kind of like sat on her phone.
Why didn't he just leave?
It was his apartment.
Why didn't she just leave?
She's a fucking psycho. I don't know. But she like broke this down to him being like, bro, like you don't understand. Like this is crazy. I've never encountered anything like this.
A dick so small.
A dick's like, I can't, like, we just have to stop right now. And then I think
I've dated some guys with small dicks.
Really?
I went on a streak of small dicks for a lot of years.
That's kind of sick.
It was, but at one point you just look at it, you're like, I feel almost like a pedophile. This is like kind of gross. It's very small.
You just lost half the fan base.
Fuck, aren't they pedophiles? Guys.
No, I'm kidding. That is very funny. Yeah, that's got to be. Well, that's I mean, it is the old Louis bit where he's like, you don't know what it is until you have to go on an entire day. Was it? Did he? I think he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe I wrote that. I'm a fucking comedic genius. But the
Is that what the podium is for?
Well, did you notice my podium is so big and the guest is so
listen,
small?
it's a big dick energy
it's
move.
Very phallic.
This is a very small energy.
I know. But I did do that consciously because it made me laugh to be like at a gigantic podium.
I love it.
Thank you. But the maybe subconsciously it is thing compensation. But the what the fuck? I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying. Oh, that is crazy to just go on a streak and then it's like you can't.
I wasn't trying. It was happening.
Seeking it out would be crazy though if you started like matching them up.
It was just small.
How accurately do you think you can predict just looking at a person?
I have no idea.
So it's just a total.
I have no idea.
Question mark.
Yeah, I have no. You can't go by feet size. You really can't. For me, I have no idea. My friend can tell pretty accurately, but I have no idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does your friend?
I don't know. She just has a gift, I think.
She's gifted. Yeah.
She's gifted.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can't. Then like you have a responsibility. You can't like leave the guy and be like, dude, your dick's just not cutting the mustard. Because then it's like that's terrible. So you have to like just kind of wait. What do you do? Just have to wait it out for a little bit and eventually be like, look, I don't think.
No, I mean, I remember one time I was like talking to this guy and he was like, oh, I just want to let you know I have a small dick. And, like we were at
That's
his
honorable.
place. And then like, I was like, all right, well, I'll like jerk you off. But like, I'm not going to like take a number and have that added to my roster.
True.
Bring down the mean average. But listen, when a guy tells you he has a small dick, he does usually.
Yeah. The power move is when it's average and you go
It's
super small
yeah.
and then they go,
it's like 3
"It's not that
inches.
bad." Yeah.
You're like,
that's
oh,
not
it's
that-
6. That's great.
Yeah. That's kind of my move to be like, it's so small. Then they go, it's not that bad. And you're like, well, yeah, whatever.
Right. They're like pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
Yeah. That
Especially
is
the whole
move.
time on the date, you're eating. Like, how's your food? And like, by the way, my fucking dick is tiny, dude.
But then sometimes
wait till you see
sometimes
this
it
thing.
is tiny and you're like, oh, you were not lying.
Honest Abe. At that point, you're Honest Abe. Yeah.
I told you what you were in for is not good.
I think that's a noble thing though, to be like, look, I got a small fucking dick. It's kind of freeing.
I would think so. And then you could also, if you date this person, just like get away with so much because their dick is so small.
Oh, you're saying you can like denigrate them or just be
you could
like,
just cheat. It's like,
yeah,
what are you
just
going
be
to
like,
do?
dude,
Good luck finding another person to put up with that.
Yeah, true. Be like, look, I would love you if your dick was bigger, but it's not. So I have
do
to
love
cheat on
you,
you.
but I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
So I have to do this because of you.
If you have a small dick, you have to be good at other stuff.
For sure.
And that's why these big dick guys are not.
Yeah, that's true. You got to be very good. The one thing that is crushing in terms of from a celebrity perspective, then you get like well-known celebrities with small penises, and that kind of like hits the streets.
What was that guy's name that cheated on his wife with a nanny and he had a small dick? White guy, curly hair.
I don't know. I was thinking. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger took down his nanny, but I don't know. I'd imagine he doesn't have a micro penis. That'd be
The
crazy.
talented Mr. Ripley he was in. Who's that guy? Not Matt Damon, the other one.
Not Ben Affleck.
No.
J-Lo wouldn't put up with that.
Probably not.
She's probably a bit of a size queen. I don't know. I'm trying to think of
It's the guy in it.
the talented. So it's not Ben Affleck.
It's not Ben
Who's
Affleck,
the
it's
other
somebody
guy?
else. Jude Law.
Jude Law. Really? He's a hunk.
I know, and he's got a small dick. From what I've heard, I don't know.
Okay. But he's so handsome though, right? Wouldn't it be kind of like that would really be a
Small and thin is bad. It has to
Yeah.
at least be thick. Thickish. Just not like a finger.
Okay. More like 1.5.
Like 2 at least.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Even
Sick.
if they're like 2 pinkies. That's not bad.
Oh, so you're saying like
I'm just saying like you prefer 2 thumbs wide length.
I got you.
But
But you'll take 2 pinkies. Pinkies is
great.
serviceable. 2 pinkies is serviceable.
It's on the low end.
One
of
index
what's
finger you're
acceptable.
talking about. Getting probed. You're talking about getting probed. Is that out? No, for real. I'm not dick bragging at all. Is that out there?
I don't know. That's crazy. I've never come across
Damn,
that.
I was feeling real good about myself. I was like,
I'm sure there is.
If
If this airs in China, I'm sure there are some guys with that.
Yeah, have they done the smallest in the planet?
I think the smallest on the planet. Huh? I hope they're like, some guys like, wait, have you gone to Jupiter and seen what the dicks are like out there?
Have they done smallest in the planet?
Yeah.
He's known for the smallest piece. So how does that work? They didn't have like they had a contest, didn't they? They actually had I read about this. They had a small dick contest, and they found the guy who had like the smallest dick in the world. So I think it was like trying to raise awareness. Be like, look, guys, let's destigmatize.
That's just gonna make him want to kill himself more.
Smallest dick in the world. At that point, though, you'd have to just laugh. Like,
right,
dude,
it's so crazy.
I have
it's
the smallest dick, and then you'd know where you stand. Half the torture is not knowing where you stand.
Right. If you're just the worst, you're like, but I have huge balls. My balls are just huge.
Yeah, that would be. You just spray.
I'm gonna stick my dick in there and my balls, so you're gonna get everything.
You just spray like an ungodly amount of cum out of your tiny.
You're getting everything, man.
Yeah, that is it's an issue, and that's one guys are sensitive about, and it's. Man, I just wish my brothers out there could just just be free and
Average
be who they are.
is the best.
I think so too. It's best of both worlds, best of all worlds.
Average
hard worker. You can get a little something going in sweatpants, something crazy, nothing to brag about.
If there's nothing there, that's a real turn off. But also for a woman, you really don't know. I mean, I guess there's no way to know either if a woman's vagina is like huge.
Yeah, there's no way. That's a absolute. You can't tell at all.
Right. So you just have to go in. You're both like this.
Fingers crossed.
We have no idea if this is going to be a match or not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, people should. I would like to think people should be more like just kind of gracious about it and be like, hey, I didn't really think that worked out very well. I'll be willing to accept my half of the responsibility, and let's say I wish you the best, and maybe we find a good match.
I had an ex-boyfriend who said that like he had sex with a woman and it was just like hollow inside. He also didn't have a big dick, and I was like, so what do you do? He's like, you just try and hit the walls.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
You gotta lean. Yeah, I guess you'd have to lean to either side.
I think I did this wrong again.
That's all right. Yeah,
it's all coming off. I think.
Good, you caught yourself on that. But yeah, that is. I feel bad. That's the thing too. Like because I feel bad for her. There could be a lady that has a like literally gigantic vagina.
I think there are.
Yeah,
I've dated guys who have said that. I'm like, is that a real thing? And they're like, yeah.
I've only ever come across one in my entire life, and I was gracious about it. I was like, thank you for letting me,
inside
do that. Yeah, like thank you. You've obviously, I'm in the Hall of the Titans, but like thank you for allowing me in here to Valhalla.
And then what happened? You were just like, I'm out because you're loose puss.
There's a lot of other stuff going on.
You just make it about something else.
Yeah, I mean, I would just kind of just not respond, but the kind of dastardly. But no, I would really just be like, yeah, I'd wait like a week or two and then be like, dude, this just isn't.
I'm so busy.
Oh, I have a lot going on. You're a great person, but it's.
I'm torn pretty hard. It's gonna be hard for me to keep this up.
You were actually. I need to find someone with a bigger pussy.
Yeah, you're actually a little too small for me.
Yeah, exactly. I like to be completely lost, just completely lost and disoriented, like a float tank. I just get in there and I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
What's going on here?
Start meditating. Yeah, I wish people would. The problem is like I'll argue with my wife and then I'll come in from the shower naked and just like a tiny flaccid penis, and it's like
you coming from an argument like that.
Yeah, I'll walk in. I'm begging for it. I'm begging. I love to be punished, but I'm like coming in. I'll do that.
You won't even like get a little thing going.
If I have like the time to do it, if I'm like thinking about it, I'll always get a little thing. That's like
okay, good.
First step. But sometimes I'll just be like, getting ready for bed, and we'll like be in that like silent zone of like huffing and puffing, and I'll walk in my head, I'm like, I dare you. I didn't know she's like this fucking look at this piece of shit. And she's definitely, I know you're smiling. She's definitely
I love when someone does that and you're like, I fucking hate you so much right now. There's no way I would ever touch you. I'd rather you go fuck a homeless person than me touch you. But is she like, sometimes she gives in because she just knows?
When you say give in, I'm talking about she's mad. I'm talking about she's looking at me, and I know she's mad at me already. So she's seeing me naked, and just like I have like fucking pimples on my butt, and a tiny flaccid penis. I know she's being like gross.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I'm looking at her like, say something. I fucking dare you. Are you talking about me being like trying to parlay that into a sexual advance?
Yeah. Like
We
she's
have to
mad
be-
at you, and then you come in, and you're like, huh?
We gotta be fighting really bad for it to kind
Okay.
of go to like sexual. It has happened.
I've had sex with people where I'm like, this is almost rape. Where you're like, I'm so not into this.
I
And
hate
I'm just
this.
like praying for it to end.
Yeah. That also hurts a guy's ego, but
Not enough to stop. He's like, this hurts, but I'm gonna keep going.
that's
until
for
I
you
know what
guys.
the
That's
mission
for
is.
you guys. We're
That's-
like,
I'm
look,
gonna deal with that. Yeah.
that's for you guys. But I've always been a bit of a brat about that. If I'm getting like kind of maintenance sex of like, look, I know you need this, do it. I used to be very like, you're not even into it. But now I'll be gracious. I'm like, dude, thanks. You know, I know this isn't on the top of your agenda, but thanks for letting me do that. I was actually.
Thanks for letting me masturbate with your vagina. That's kind of what that sex feels like when you're not into it. I don't know what's going on with this thing. That's what it feels like where you're like, I'm just going to let you masturbate my pussy.
Yeah, I'll be honest though. It's like I've gotten more gracious, but there's part of me that gets resentful. It's like, seriously, dude, like you're not feeling this at all. And that's kind of, but then it's like, what a nice thing to do. So I'm kind of torn on that issue.
I get it. It's also nice too, like if you are doing it from behind, you're really disconnected from it. If you could just be on your phone doing something,
Yeah,
that
true.
would be like the nice part for her.
Yeah, true. Just watching, just real.
She's just responding to emails because she has a lot to do.
Just watching Fighter and the Kid clips.
Just thinking about him. So wait, is he not doing stand up anymore? I don't really know much.
I think he's
about
going to
him.
get back into fighting. I've heard, by the way, I'm not trying to trash the guy. I think him as as a phenomenon, that's kind of what I'm interested in. I'm not. You know,
I love first of all, I don't know him, so I don't like dislike him or anything.
Neither.
But someone sent me videos where he's just like in podcasts lying about stuff, and then he's on another podcast contradicting it.
That's what happens when you have 95,000 people auditing your every word. You would tear you to shreds.
Yeah, I think he said like he didn't grow up with dogs, and then someone's like he did grow up with dogs, and then he said he had a parrot, and then he didn't have a parrot or something. It's just kind of great.
It is pretty funny.
I do love that, and that's what I love about him is that.
Yeah. It is a cool story. It's like he got kind of like he was an MMA fighter, got like launched into the, I would say semi-national spotlight. Got absolutely
from MMA.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was an MMA guy. I think he knew Rogan from MMA, and then he got launched into like the role of a comedian, but just was like right at the top and just got dude, imagine like 2 years in just getting your recording.
I think somebody
your set.
said they liked Gringo Poppy better than my special.
It's probably my wife, dude. Nasty wife.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was all right, but I just prefer the energy brought in GP.
Like I know you're trying to hurt my feelings, but actually that made me laugh.
Yeah, that also made me. That is like that's one of those ones you're like, that's you're nah,
great.
you're just fucking with me. Just being mean. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was even talking about. But yeah, I don't want to throw shade to the shop man, but it was kind of a. I've heard he's nice. I heard he's a nice guy, but it was just a very. I think about it a lot, like just like how do you deal with people? They're like kind of paying for your livelihood, and part of that is them getting to say like horrible, shitty things to you, and it's like. They're like a dad who pays your bills, and every now and again they just lash it. People get drunk too online. You forget. You read this stuff. Oh,
that's true. A lot of them. That's where they get their courage.
Yeah, or a lot of people like they'll be blacked out. You'll like read something and be like, "Oh, how could somebody possibly say that?" And then you get a message later, be like, "Bro, I blacked out. I was hammered last night. I apologize."
But that is how you truly feel.
True. True.
You're apologizing for sending it, but that is how you feel about me.
Yeah, true. You exposed me to your truth, and but I don't know. It gets weird because then you get into the territory of like, well, it's like this is what I like to tell myself. Like maybe I'm just eliciting something they see in themselves and they hate it.
Yeah,
and,
that's true too. There are a lot of times they're going through shit. They need someone to take it out on.
Yeah,
that's what I like about New York City is that like if you're having a bad day, there's so many people to unleash your anger on.
That's kind of nice. Yeah,
and everyone's just mad, so it doesn't really matter.
I do miss the road rage in Philly. It was like you could come up to a stop sign, someone starts to go, and you're just like hanging out your window, like fuck you. Just me and just like a Muslim black lady were fighting, and I'm like, we never would have talked otherwise. But
right,
this is
and
nice.
look at this bringing us together.
We get to scream at each other.
We both fucking hate each other.
Yeah, that was I do miss that. Texas is like weirdly nice. I didn't know it would be so nice down here.
Do you think that's just Austin, or you think it's
could just be
Texas
Austin?
overall?
I've only ever been in Austin, so I don't know. But I think people are generally like a little more
a little
to you
bit
and talk.
slower and nicer.
Yeah, a little dumber.
Do you think somebody said it has something to do with everyone having a gun? Like
True.
in New York, no one has a gun.
Yeah, I agree. You can kind of pop off.
Right. So here it's like, hey, we both have guns.
Yeah, let's
We're
not
all
let
gonna
this-
shoot each other.
Yeah, that's another one of my recent like just pointless fantasies I have now of like getting in a road rage altercation and just being like totally gracious and being like, dude, I fully apologize for what I just did.
Yeah.
I'd like for us to move forward through this and just try to like really change
My
somebody's
wife
day.
just fucking upset me. She just really told me something that's upsetting.
My wife.
I'm taking it out on you, and you don't deserve that.
True. That'd be nice to just trap the guy, go from road rage to being like, dude,
I just need someone to talk to.
I don't think my dick's that good, dude. I don't think my dick's that good, and I don't think I'll ever be able to truly please a woman. And I'm just fucking. I just
He's
wanted
like,
to
can
go
you
first.
go back to like shooting me, please? I'd actually prefer that than whatever we're doing right now.
I think I'll be born and die, and I'll truly never please a woman. It just hurts me.
There are
Think
some
about
guys that have never pleased a woman.
it. Yeah,
Probably a lot.
it's kind of a cool. But I feel like at that point you could just like wear an eye patch and just become like a poker. Like you know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool to like know like I'll never, never just become like a bad guy.
You're like, I'm actually trying not to make you come, so if you feel close, let me know. I'm going to stop.
You're gonna mess up my mystique.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever. It's not all about that. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? What would you say it's all about if you had to pick a thing?
It's a mix of things. You mean like making a relationship work?
No, just in general.
Oh. Like in life, what makes you happy?
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
Money.
You think so?
Yeah.
Definitely money.
Probably money, and I guess some people you do love.
Yeah,
Those two things.
I think you're right.
If you had to only pick one, I'm sure most people would just say like family that you love.
Mm-hmm.
But also money's pretty great.
Yeah, I would. It is one of those things. I don't think it is the root of all evil. I would say it's not.
No.
And it
I
does.
do think at some point when you have so much money and you can like control things, that's not great. But if you have just enough for yourself and
Pay your bills.
pay your bills and like go on vacation, if you need to, like you should have enough money to possibly have to go off the grid. And
Yeah, I agree, man. I think there is like the problem is like once you get enough to pay your bills, go on vacation, and like have a nice normal life. The problem is I would I have that and I'll still get like miserable, and that's when I'm like, dude, I'm just fucked. And that's what I've been trying to work on that a lot because it's very shitty because you're like, dude, what the fuck? Nothing brings me
you
pleasure.
might just like need to get cancer and almost die and then
That's-
come back from it. So then you're like, oh shit, I do really appreciate this now. We just haven't had cancer yet.
That's true. I am looking forward to that. That would
Yeah.
be a total game changer.
Where you're like almost gonna die and then you're like, I love life.
Yeah, that's what I need. I have a pretty.
Everyone needs that.
I think so.
An almost near death experience where you
Yeah.
enjoy life again.
It's a good idea. That's what kind of like, you can also do like a ton of mushrooms. That kind of does help. If you're like want to get
I'm
completely
just scared
jolted.
of drugs because I don't respond great to them, and I
Yeah.
just think I feel like anytime I did something crazy, like I've only smoked pot and had great and awful experiences. I think if I did mushrooms or something, I'd be like I could fly, and I know I'd fall out a window.
Yeah, I tried to climb a water tower when I was little.
Right. That
I
doesn't sound good.
I
Little,
didn't
like 3?
climb it. No. I mean, well, I shouldn't say little. I was like fucking 18 years old, but I was, I
Younger.
was new. I was a fresh boy. People were showing me their butts in the fucking apartment.
Life was really opening up for you. The opportunities that you were really getting between seeing guys' butts and climbing water.
I was like, I remember just being like on mushrooms and being like, I'm definitely gonna climb that. And my friends were like, don't do that. And I was like, I couldn't comprehend the idea of like her getting hurt or getting in trouble. I was like, dude, I'll get to the top. Like, watch this. And they were like, dude, for real, don't.
And you still did it.
I didn't do it. Thank
Oh,
God.
okay.
Thank fucking
that's
God.
not smart.
No, and that's why I am a little bit nervous about that. Like, yeah, I might jump off some shit, but I try
That's
to
why I
stay
don't do
ground level, stay ground level.
Yeah, but I think I'd probably be like, well, let me see if I could dart across this 8-lane highway.
Yeah,
That's another thing I could see myself doing.
I've driven on. Oh, look, I've done it all. I've
I
driven.
know. I just think I would do stupid stuff like that.
I drove on mushrooms against my guitar teacher's advice. He was like, "What?" I told him I was like, "I'm going to do mushrooms." He was like, "Sick," and he was like, "Don't." He was like, "Whatever you do."
He's like, just create some cool riffs.
He was like, "Whatever you do not drive." And I was like, "Roger that." First time I did them, I was like, "I want to get out of here," and just got on the. I thought I was fine. I got on the road.
I can imagine.
Dude, it was terrifying.
Yeah, I don't think that's great.
Yeah, don't ever do that. Don't drive on mushrooms. It's not
Unless you think you could do it.
unless it's a
Challenge
microdose.
Challenge
Well,
yourself.
if it's a microdose, you're fine.
Does microdose help with like depression? What does microdose actually do?
So I would argue, yeah, it does. It's one of those things where it's like you take like 0.1. You're supposed to take like a sub-perceptual dose. So you're not supposed to, if you're like feeling high, it's like it's too much. Some people still
Okay.
do that because they're like, oh, this is better. But you take a little bit to the point where you don't really notice it as much, but it will almost alter your thought patterns in a way where you'll be thinking differently. And then the days you're off of it, you get to kind of start to compare and be like, okay, on this day I was presented with this situation, and like my brain, you just have like more serotonin. So you're going, all right, I kind of work this problem out differently. And then
Maybe I should try it.
you should. I think it's a good idea, man. It's not going to hurt. Microdosing is one of those things, and it's one of those, if like, what can happen when I would do it initially, like I would get nervous, like I'm like, oh, I'm going to take too much and like freak out. Or like it's going to,
Yeah, I'm just worried I'm going to freak out.
it's just the first couple days. You take it on like a day, you have nothing to do, and like, just go do stuff, go for a walk. And I think it's good. Like, and I would go off and on. I still go off and on and on. This is my on cycle. I'm on them right now, but
But you seem like fine.
yeah, it's totally fine. It really is.
How long does it like last for?
It takes about, you take it, and then like an hour later, you might start to feel like an onset.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, you barely even feel it.
Can you drive on it?
Oh, big time.
Oh, okay.
I should drive Uber on them all the time.
No, is it like legal to drive on it? Not what you're doing. Not whatever crazy shit you're doing.
Well, yeah, it is, because it's like you're not going to get breathalyzed. You're not going to be like, are you on 0.1 of fucking Golden Wizards? They're not going to know.
But does Golden Wizards make you tell the truth where you're like, yes?
No, you would be fine. I'm telling you, if you were to take a actual the problem is with mushrooms, they can be like 5 times stronger than other things. So like,
Yeah.
but if you find a good batch.
I took one edible. My friend, we were in Austin for Moon Tower. My best friend does edible. She's like, this is actually very low.
Yeah.
And then I took it and I woke up to the ocean, and I was off the rails. Anytime I do it and it goes bad, I'm like in a situation where I think someone's trying to kill me, or I'm dead and I need to wake myself up. I'm like in a coma. So
what did you take near the ocean? Where were you?
Oh no, I heard the ocean.
Oh,
I was
you
in a
heard
hotel
it?
room.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, that's
edibles,
interesting.
dude. That's one thing people will act like. I would
I only
rather.
took one, and my friend was like, how many did you take? And I like counted them, and I was like, I think I took all of them. I was like, they keep disappearing. It was like wild.
Really?
Yeah.
And was
unless
your
if
friend fine?
My friend didn't take it. She's like, I guess by whatever the percentage was, she was like, this is a very low dose. And then I took one, and I was like, I thought it was Russell Crowe and that A Beautiful Mind. Like I'm always go towards schizophrenia, where like I think I'm doing one thing, but this is like reality.
Yeah, the weed edibles can. I'd honestly rather take a small amount of mushrooms than take a weed edible. They like freak me out. They get like my heart rate kind of going,
Yeah,
and I get like panicky.
it's just like I always go to like I'm in a mental institution. No one will tell me the truth. I'm stuck here. People are visiting me. It's like my mind's just not good. One time I thought Ari was trying to kill me the whole night.
Yeah.
And we were staying together, and he was going back to this Airbnb, and he chose a different way. And I was like, are you going to kill me in that hotel? He's like, no. I was like, but wouldn't you say you're not going to kill me if you're going to kill me? He's like, yeah, I guess that's right. And I went to open the door and jump out. He's like, don't jump out. But I freaked him out where he got back to the Airbnb and locked the door. He's like, I don't want you trying to come in. I was like, I'm locking my door.
He locked you in? Wait, he locked you in?
We had our own door. We had our own bedroom. So he locked himself in his bedroom, and I locked mine in my bedroom because I was like, you might be trying to kill me. I have no idea.
That was when you did the weed edibles last time?
That was another time that the first night we smoked, and it was the most fun, and then it was that.
The edibles are a whole different. Yeah,
that wasn't even edibles. That was regular pot. And I was like, what is this? He goes, yeah, this like makes you a little more like hypochondriac. I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me that?
He hit you with the hypochondriac weed?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it was not good. I was succeeding to the most on hypochondriac.
Bro, you're suave as hell. Thank you so much for putting up with this. I'm like, yeah, taking mushrooms is sick. Here's my fucking setup sucks. Sorry. Yeah, I think we did it. We're now done. I think. Yo, for real. Thank you so much. Let's log off.
Okay.
You absolutely did it. You absolutely did it.
I'm like eating the microphone.
Dude, for real, thank you for so much.
Women are so stupid.
I for real thank you, Rule. I'm very happy you did this.
Me too, and I hope everyone doesn't hate me on your podcast. But if they do, it's like not my problem.
I got a good sixth sense, dude. I got a good sixth sense, and I would say they'll say, "Welcome to the halls of Amente."
I hope so.
They'll say the Dark Queen has arrived, dude.
Go watch the Dark Queen. Go get upset.
Yeah, watch the Dark Queen. These guys aren't gonna get upset. These guys
they
are
won't.
fucking patriots.
This is my fan base, probably.
I think it might be, honestly. I think you might have found
just trash people. I'm also garbage, so it makes sense.
Yeah, you're about to get tapped into the worst dudes ever.
Now I've dated a guy from Philly. I'm already there.
Yeah,
I know what that's like.
No, they're my online family are fiercely loyal, dude.
I know.
My energized communities. It awaits you, dude.
I love it.
But no, dude, thank you for doing this. You're cool as fuck.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, despite
Appreciate
this
you.
thing.
Well, we're going to live mics. guys, go to Netflix, watch The Dark Queen. Thank you. Do you
Bye,
have
guys.
like a website or tickets or anything?
Oh yeah, go check me out on Instagram, Adrienne Iapalucci. Come see me on the road. I'm gonna go do some gigs with Ari, January, February, March.
Right on.
Then I have some of my own headlining dates, so come out.
All right. Love you guys.